Good evening, good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing out there? How's you two guys?
Warm.
Apart from melted.
Yep. Just wet stuff coming out my forehead.
Well, hey, whoa, easy, Tiger.
Oh,
No, I said my
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good
good.
evening, Bill. You take care of yourself, bud. I know you're suffering a minute. Oh, the fucking redneck Amish mafia.
Yeah, I'm not talking to him.
Yeah, David, it is well hot.
David, how you doing, bud? My other half, both there on YouTube's. Oh, and we dual streaming to Twitch as well. Look,
It's wet here as well.
It's not bad, David. It's definitely a bit moist. Or as Peter Kay says, it's summish. Eat a Solero, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is Ireland, and G Scottish.
Yeah.
It's true, pretty much. Yeah.
I am sitting right now on a fucking swamp.
He's turning a lovely pale of white.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully I will have colour when I come back in 2 weeks. Well, 3 weeks.
Why
Sorry,
you're
3 weeks.
okay. So when do you go?
A week on Monday.
We come on, cool.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to make it back. I reckon he's going to die out there. It's just going to be too hot.
Yeah, especially at this time of year. Okay, no.
Well, 35 in the shade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
went to Turkey once in August. Fuck. Even locals were like saying it was too hot. Like, fuck.
Well, at least over there, it's a dry heat. It's not like
heat.
Oh.
Yeah, Max Drew.
I'm back.
You're back, yeah. You're back.
Yeah. Don't know what
we didn't even have to say his name this time.
No, we didn't even summon him.
Yeah. Then, motherfucker. How you doing, ballbag?
What was I saying? Yeah, it's a dry heat over there, though. It's not like over here where it's like just so fucking clammy.
Yeah.
Sticky, clammy.
It's a bit sticky, yeah. Oh, I like it warm, but I don't like it this warm.
No, I have to admit, though, I never used to like it when it gets really warm, but, the older I'm getting, the more I'm appreciating it. Oh. Stop teasing us, you bastard.
Yeah, but usually, Scott, it's just the rain gets warmer.
Yeah. I actually do like that
bright yellow thing up in the sky.
I actually do like that, though. See, like in the middle of summer when it does get really hot and you get like a wee rainstorm, you just go outside and you're like, yes.
Oh. Well, that shop in Manchester I was telling you about, I went to yesterday. We went over Woodhead rather than 62. Fucking hell. There's only one at reservoirs that got water in them. The main one is fucking bone dry. It's that bone dry. It's got fucking grass growing out of it now.
Jesus.
I think Bill really is ill.
He fucking is, isn't
it? No. I'm not supporting some fucking redneck. I'll tell you what, he's
in for some abuse now.
Oh, mate.
Tyler, I am normally the nice guy on this channel. Don't make me angry. I'm like the Hulk. You don't like me when I'm angry.
I thought you meant he'll go green.
Well, that as well. That as well.
That's when he has his teeth fitted in Turkey.
No, never going to happen. Never.
Sorry.
I am never getting turkey
Evening
teeth.
block. How you doing, buddy? Nah, it's like when they fucking told me at work the other day. We want you to be less grumpy on phones. Hello? Have you fucking met me? Have you not worked with me for the last 2 fucking years, you bellend?
Fucking hell, Tyler, are you on the Brave Juice tonight?
He fucking is, isn't he?
Holy shit.
Are we sure it's Tyler's
5 minutes and I'm getting abuse.
Yeah. Well, I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to get one of you to spontaneously combust.
When did I change my name to Tyler?
No, the only time you change your name to Tyler is when you're freezing a sex doll pose.
I mean, the only person we usually put up with abuse from, American-wise, is usually, Scott.
Yeah. You can hardly call him American these days. He's been in fucking Ukraine for the last 15 years.
Token American.
Yeah.
It's just as well I'm Glaswegian and I can take a bit of abuse.
You're in rare form, are you?
But yeah, no news. No real metal news.
No, not really.
Except that band that got cancelled for the Sabbath, the last ever Sabbath. It's not Megadeth.
No, it's a shame.
Hey, don't be hating on Megadeth. Metallica does enough of that.
Well, true.
You know who's been cancelled, don't you? Black Sabbath. Sharon's got rid of Sabbath so she can just have Ozzy in the
Hey, don't get any fucking ideas for crying out loud.
fucking Skeletor.
Oh. That fucking woman. Well, if that's what you can call her.
Well,
Tyler,
she done one good thing. She produced, eventually, a bloody good-looking daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I've got a feeling her attitude's going to go the same way.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Sadly, I think you're right.
Oh, saying about family. Tyler, how's your mum go? How's your mum?
And do you want Matt as your new stepdad?
Did you put the sun cream on, like I said?
Wow, chicka wow wow.
If you want to go down this route, Tyler, I always have something I can come back.
She is, Lisa. She is turning into Sham 2.0.
Yep. Sid, you just look at Ozzy. That is your future.
Yep.
It scares me what's going. I mean, the end of Sabbath has been coming a long time. Let's be honest.
Hey, D-Dub.
Dino, how you doing, bud?
We are good. Very warm.
Yeah. Sort of. By the end of the show, he's not going to be there anymore. He's just going to have turned into a puddle.
Yep. Just like the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah.
I'm melting.
As long as we don't see the green stockings at the end, we'll be good.
Careful what you wish for.
Well,
Actually, no. I don't want Bill giving it. Ooh.
Too late. He's heard it now.
Sharon!
Yeah, nobody wants to be touching Tyler's ass.
Oh.
No, it was more sepia tone back in my day.
Yeah.
We sort of just moved out of black and white into sepia.
Hey.
Then we got Technicolor.
It's better than Bill's day. That was all on tablet.
Yeah, clay.
Yeah. Literally. Tablet.
You had to drive cars with your feet.
Hey, hold on, Block. I've had the one thing that's triggered me today.
Only one?
Yeah, I'm going to pick on Block for this one.
Why not?
Is cyclists. Right? Because round here, they end up doing you get cyclists who go touring and they have their little cycling holidays and all that. It's farmland round here.
Yeah.
Stop riding in packs of like 20 of you across the road.
Yeah.
So I came up with a new game. It's see how fast you can go round the corner when they're coming towards you. See how many you can get in the ditch.
Hey, there's no wrong with my noble knees.
That is a good phrase, though. One of my favourites is you're as sensible as an ashtray on a motorbike.
Yeah.
You're about as much use as a chocolate fireguard.
Mm-hmm.
That pertains to certain individuals that have been employed by our firm this fucking week.
Oh dear, yes.
There was definitely a few fucks and cunts said this week.
They did actually, Bill. Yeah, you're right. Actually, Honda did actually put an ashtray on a motorbike. I was about to say about the Honda Goldwing. For America, this is Honda, in their wisdom, put an ashtray on a motorbike.
Well, just look at Barry Sheen back in the day, having that hole drilled in his helmet so he could smoke a fag on start line.
The best thing I ever saw was Joey Dunlop, TT rider. I can't remember. It had been back in the 80s sometime. What was then the Formula One?
Yeah.
He came in after doing 3 laps for a pit stop, refuel, tyres, fuel, and go. Everybody else has a drink, like fruit juice or whatever. Next that, throws the bottle, off the go. Joey Dunlop comes in, had half a pint of Guinness, pulled his helmet down, had a couple of rips on the bucking Benson edges, flicked that while it was being refueled, and then nailed it out the pitch. And won.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
People wonder why he's an Irish legend to the Irish road races. That man was a real deal. Please do not fucking smoke while refueling your car or motorbike.
Oh.
It will not end well.
Do you know, you'll have seen this as well. You'll have seen this as well, Matt. For some reason, folk over here still smoke when they go to filling stations.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Folk
are so stupid over here sometimes.
He did.
We've got a filling station just down the road from us, typical side of the road, couple of pumps. That's about it.
Yeah.
I went in there a while ago, and one of the local farmers was in there refueling, and he stood there with the fuel in his hand, the bag in his hand.
Yeah.
And I went to pull in to put fuel, and I was like, I'll come back later.
Oh,
if it's still here.
If you say to them, if you said anything to them, they'd be offended. They'd be like, "What? I've done it all my life."
Shut the fuck up.
Talk about natural selection. I tell you, fucking.
Oh, nice one, D-Dub. It's a good little unit, that. It is a good little unit.
D-Dub spending money again.
Yeah, I'm making him spend money this time instead of him being a bad influence.
Fucking Mexican immigrants.
How's it going, Martin?
Evening, Martin.
Buddy.
A certain Scottish reviewer's favourite person.
Oh, God. I don't have to rip him anymore. I just leave it to Martin. It's like, off he goes. Mr. Hard don't do.
He's a job.
It does. We were saying before the show about people, what they do on YouTube. And this self-entitlement bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
And how many people there are out there who get to a decent number in whatever field of YouTube it is.
Yeah, whatever genre.
And they're self-entitled, complete motherfuckers. They really are. Not that they're grateful for actually people subscribing or grateful for people, especially when you get into the reviewing side. Somebody says, "Oh, would you like to review this?" Yeah, I would. Oh, I'll send it over to you then.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what I say if anybody's.
But to start with, obviously, a lot of channels like you and still do, you end up having to buy your stuff or
Yeah.
stuff because. But
that's a good name, Begatron.
Begatron, yeah. Are we still begging?
Mate, Martin, I've just given up with it. I really have given up with it. It's just like, what the fuck? People like that must realise how bad they make them look, themselves look. I've got to.
I mean,
yeah. I see. He has that brave juice on it today.
Sometimes you've just got to admit that it's over as far as that part of the industry is concerned.
Yeah. That part, you had a good run at it. What's he had? 12, 14 years?
Yeah.
Now it's time to move on to the next part of your life.
I think he hit 70, 76, 78,000, something like so close to 80,000 subscribers.
It's a pretty good run, but I mean,
fair dues to him, you know. I mean, like I've said before, if I was going to start a channel, it would not be a vaping channel now.
No.
Not a fucking chance. Oh, no, Scott. Oh, shit, I said his name again. That's twice.
The phrase flogging a dead horse springs to mind.
If you really want to see it, it's Vaping with Vic. He is a irritating, small Scottish gentleman.
Well, you're being kind there, calling him a gentleman.
Well, it's your channel. I didn't want to get you banned on swear words, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is it's nothing against the vaping side of it. The vaping thing's been dying off for ages.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was starting to die like 6 years ago.
And then people just made it worse by infighting and bitching and
Yep.
your channel shit, mine.
Your channel shit. Oh, we'll accuse such and such a channel of doing X, Y, Z. And then another X, Y, Z channel. Oh, we'll accuse you. Just fucking people. If they get on with your own fucking life, for crying out loud.
I never mentioned the vape thing on when I'm doing the Sunday show. I might say about if anybody's seen anything or bought anything, but none of it's ever aimed at actually vaping or getting people doing it.
Exactly, Martin. And it's like when I first started the channel up, there were one or two ideas. Vaping was one of them, but it was like vaping something I do. It's not something I'm passionate about. Music's something I've always been passionate about. So it's like, we'll go down that route.
The whole vaping thing, that just keeps me away from cigarettes. That's all that is, purely.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays. There's certain elements.
I think it's safe for most of us.
There's certain elements of vaping that I still enjoy. I still enjoy the old times, like when G had his channel doing the coils. I can't do what G can do with coils, nowhere near. There's people who are super, super talented at doing that. People like G. Fuck shit, I've paid him a compliment now. Anyway, there's people like that, who are really, who really do know their stuff.
Well, you've got to balance things up because, I mean, Tyler fucking ripped into him early on, so we've just got to balance things up a bit.
I can put in nice things up to get a really good insult later.
Exactly, Scott. You'll do the nicotine patches.
Which seems to work
for you. It works for you.
Work for a lot of people with the nicotine.
Absolutely.
The nicotine packets.
Oh, you do the pouches, don't you?
They seem to be really popular with a lot of people. Yeah. If it works for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that do them.
Yeah. I mean, if you keep people off cigarettes, it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing. Vaping went nuts when the hobbyist side of it, guilty, went into the whole what mod is best and
block likeness.
It went too far. It got too, and then it got bitchy, didn't it?
Oh, you can't use that mod. It's an old mod now. It's 12 months old. And does it work?
Yes.
Does it do what I want it to do?
Well, it got proper ridiculous with certain people. Not naming names, but I can think of a few. Unfortunately, I agree with that block. Yeah, there is
not always though, from what I can gather, because it depends what's in it. If it's got a tobacco inside it, like chewing tobacco. Yeah. If it's got a tobacco with nicotine in it, then there's going to be an increased risk. It just depends on the ingredients, because if it's only nicotine, with whatever it is that soaks up the nicotine, as long as that isn't carcinogenic, the stuff that's holding the nicotine, the nicotine itself isn't carcinogenic. That's what they're trying to say just now. I mean, you see it all over Facebook.
I've heard a lot of
the amount of fucking people saying, "Oh, vaping's going to cause cancer. Vaping's going to cause cancer." No, it's not, because it's not combustible. There's no tar involved. Nicotine is not carcinogenic.
Oh,
Here comes a 12-hour show on the nicotine.
No, I'm going to stop there. How's it going, Steve?
The fact is, right, and I agree with this. Everybody said, "Oh, vaping does this; it's worse than cigarettes." No, if you put anything into your lungs that isn't meant to be there, okay, oxygen,
there is a risk.
Right? We all admit to that.
That includes vaping. It's not good for you.
Exactly, Martin. It's a bomb.
But it's a lot better. Vaping is better from what I've researched and what I've seen in all the years I've been vaping. It's much better for you than combustible tobacco.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better through vaping rather than smoking.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can all agree to that.
I don't wake up every morning and hack a lung up.
No.
Oh, mate, I can remember doing that.
Do you know what I mean? Before I've even put a cigarette in my mouth, I was hacking a lung up.
Because you needed that to get your lungs kick-started.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you get
exactly.
When you get the NHS and the Royal College of Physicians saying it's not 100% safe.
No.
Vaping is not 100% safe, but the last figure I saw was 97% safer than smoking.
The point here being that
looking at you does not looking 100% safe. Exactly. Scott just said exactly the same thing.
But the whole point here is that word, safer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Safer, not safe. Mm-hmm. In an ideal world, none of us would have ever...
Yeah, exactly, Block.
None of us would have touched a cigarette.
Because there was a whole thing in America and other countries, but America made a big thing about it. The whole Valley thing. And they were blaming it on nicotine vaping. And it had nothing to do with it.
No, it's not illegal vape.
There was one kid that survived. There was one teen kid that survived. And he just didn't want his parents to catch him in the act of vaping weed products. So he said it was nicotine vaping that he was doing. So, of course, all the news companies jumped on it and started saying, oh, vaping's killed this kid, it's going to kill him. And it turned out that he was just buying black market weed vape cartridges.
Shocker.
And instead of using like vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol, which is
that's true,
safer to breathe as an aerosol, they were using the black market cartridges.
English. Speak English.
They were using vitamin E acetate liquid, which, when heated, turns basically into a plastic. So that was plasticizing his lungs. So, but by the time he actually admitted he never touched a nicotine vape, it was weed vape cartridges that he was vaping. The damage was done. And popcorn lung is, nobody has ever in the history of this fucking planet, not one person has ever died of popcorn lung. Disregard everything that you hear in the news because it's lies. The popcorn lung thing came from a factory that produced butter substitute used in popcorn products.
Diacetyl.
Diacetyl. Now, the people that were manufacturing the product did have an illness, and it was the diacetyl that was causing it. It was briefly used, and I mean briefly, very early on in the vape industry, it was briefly used as a flavouring. But then they found out about about the cases of, people getting this illness, but they never died from it. even the popcorn workers never died from it.
Oh.
They got ill, yes. So did people that vaped diacetyl. They got ill, but they never died. But the vape industry caught on to that pretty quick, and it is a banned substance in vape liquids unless it's black market.
Well, you can still get the custard concentrate, custard V1, still contains small amounts of diacetyl. Because I still use it when I'm making.
Oh yeah, Bill. Yeah, it's heavily used in the tobacco industry.
I still use it, and it's perfect. I've been, Jesus, the recipe I use, I've been vaping well over 10 years. It's not caused me any issues. So.
No.
But Green actually researched. Sorry, dude.
Okay, now. Oh, Christ, it's the other Irish mafia.
Is it going, Gary?
All right, dude.
Grim Green done a thing on his channel ages ago, and there was a study done, and they calculated the amount of vaping you would have to do to actually do damage, never mind die from.
Would you like to know?
You would have to be breathing this stuff 24/7 for at least 70 years. 70 to 80 years of breathing nothing but vape steam, vape fumes. As in, you breathe no air, you just breathe that for the rest of your days. And even then, they couldn't guarantee that it would kill you.
It works out at 3 to 4 litres of custard, diacetyl based, per day, non-stop, until you're 70.
Yeah.
Yep. Non-stop as in you're breathing that shit. You stop breathing air. You're just breathing that.
Yeah.
Not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's not getting slow.
Anywho, this ain't a vape show.
Allegedly.
It's meant to be a music show, but I haven't heard much mention of music. I've heard Anthrax mentioned, but
oh, you bastard!
I haven't heard any music mentioned yet.
Fuck you and fuck Tyler.
Well, hey, we've got some news. Us three are collaborating on a song.
Yes, we are.
Collaborating or crashing?
Well, yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, has he even had a go at Grim Green now?
Oh, yeah. Didn't you know about this?
No, I didn't.
Well, you remember when Grim came out? It all started over when Grim was talking about the vape advocacy in the States. Going on about vaping, sorry, guys. But all that came out, and Grim was doing a lot of the scientific stuff and what was going on in studies, and the government really went into it big time. Vic turned around and said, "Oh, it's about time somebody in America did something about it. It's too fucking late. It's too fucking late now, though."
No, that guy's been going to town hall meetings and fucking courts.
He's been doing all
advocacy fucking group meetings for at least 6 years.
It was
him still does.
What's his missus called? Like,
I can't remember her actual name, but he calls her Pickle.
Pickle, yeah, it was her, Danny. And there was somebody else involved as well whose name's gone at it.
Yeah, I think the only time he took a bit of a break from it all.
He had to, yeah.
Obviously, when his dad passed.
Yeah. When his dad, a lot of people maybe don't know. Unfortunately, he had, I think it was Alzheimer's and other things going on with his father. Unfortunately, his father passed away. Like anybody, he took a break.
Now they're under the Martin.
Yeah, but absolutely, Bill. But what I mean is he's been doing the hardcore advocacy, as in going to the town halls and courts and yada yada for at least 6 years.
What I thought it was a hilarity when Vic came out slagging him off. Vic came out saying about nobody doing anything. We're all sat here, and at that time we'd all started doing our little bit towards the advocacy shit. Vic said nobody else in the UK is doing anything towards it. I was like, okay, that's fine. You don't notice that we're doing something towards it, so I started calling him out. I called him out countless times, and I'm not going to call him out there because it wouldn't be right of me. But I called him out, and he not once has he responded to that. Nothing.
No, he won't.
Because he's a coward. If somebody calls you out and you're in the right, you're going to jump on that person and say, "Whoa, hold on a minute. I don't know who you think you're talking about, but watch, nah."
Yeah.
He's a coward.
Yeah.
And he still is, Bill. He's still doing stuff now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still to this day, he's still trying to do. Unfortunately, the too little, too late element, yeah, there is a bit of that. That's in America and in the UK.
Oh, God, you had to mention that name.
Well,
Thanks, Martin. I'd all but forgotten them.
Right, okay. Okay, as that name's been brought up, I'm going to say something about Mark. For all that Mark said, and Mark did, and stuff that he said and came out with was wrong, some of it even directed at me, I will say one thing for Mark. When you look back at what he said at the time, and you look out at what's come out since regarding Vic, TVP was fucking right. What he said about Vic, he was bang on. I think some of the things he said, I still think were wrong. Definitely, they weren't. He shouldn't have said, but
absolutely.
There was definitely an element of some of the people he called out. He was right about that and his issues with alcohol and other substances. But he's now doing other things.
We don't call women things.
There were... I'm not making excuses for him, but there were certain things that went on with her that were definitely out of order.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Then again, Vic did say some things that were definitely out of order as well.
Like I said earlier, both. You get certain people going, nah, and then the other ones going, nah. Both of you, just shut the fuck up. Fucking get on with your own lives. Just ignore each other, for fuck's sake.
Well, it's not being able to be mature enough to have a conversation, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, for fuck's sake.
You can disagree about something without turning it into...
I left all that sort of shit at fucking in schoolyard.
Can't think why vaping scene in the UK died.
Oh, you got it, man. Oh, is that your first?
Yeah.
Oh,
Freshly
get ready,
opened.
dude. Get fucking ready for some fucking fine single malt.
I hope he's corked it.
Just let it breathe. Let it breathe. You only need to let it breathe for about 10 seconds.
I don't know if... Mate,
You're right,
it's got to be in my skull glass.
Oh, that's nice.
I like that. Yeah, you're right, Gary. There is a big difference between a debate and a childish argument.
Mm-hmm.
A debate is what we have. A childish argument is what you have in the south of Ireland. With your government at the minute. What are they doing in the south? It's like a bunch of 3-year-olds in Parliament. Honestly.
That's what Parliament is. It's literally just kids throwing insults at each other.
Yeah.
Occasionally they do actually talk about actual politics. Most of the time it's just name calling.
Yeah. He's like, meh.
Mm-hmm.
Gary.
You're just playing politics with this. Well, yeah, you're a fucking politician, you bellend.
Gary, there's lots of people who are good at lots of things. Just because they're good at something doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
Think about it.
Go steady. You're talking about Gary and thinking.
I need to put it in Gary principle. Right, okay.
Yeah. Words of one syllable or less.
Gary, there are a lot of attractive sheep near you. It doesn't mean they're a viable girlfriend.
Oh. And when you take your first sip, just let it sit in your mouth and breathe.
Well, of course they are, Bill. Fucking hell, I mean, you've got fucking Star Mariner and fucking Lammy. Jesus wept. What a fucking trio that is. Closely followed by fucking Rachel from Complaints.
Lammy is a class act, isn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, that stuff there, Lee, is made in my hometown. Well, it was. I don't think it's made there anymore.
I was going to say, if it's still made there, you might want to get a better bottle. Well, it's still owned by the same distillers, isn't it?
Yeah. Martin, trust me. This stuff, you don't just drink it.
Well, it says on there it's been made in the same city since 1823.
It must be then.
Nearly 6:30.
Maybe it's just stored in my hometown, but I could have sworn the distillery was there. Because Auchentoshan is the name of an area in Clydebank.
Didn't know that, mate.
Yep.
They managed to store alcohol near Glasgow.
Oh, that place was forever getting done over. Just not very many people used to make it out, with anything.
Oh, yeah, that is nice.
Hints of caramel, just a tiny bit of fruit.
Oh, got it.
Yep.
It could be worse. It could be talking about fruity beers.
Yeah. Single malts, that's always what it's been about. It's all about the caramel and the fruity notes and the woody notes and peat, if you like that sort of thing.
I get that, but with single malts, and you get that nice layering.
Yeah.
What I don't get is idiots who buy certain beers. There's a certain well-known maker beer that has every flavour.
Well, I won't call them well-known.
Well, stuff like Elvis juice and fucking all that shite. I'm sorry. It's just, if I wanted a beer that's got pineapple and grapefruit and half a fucking Satsuma in it, no, fuck off.
Gary, I've already got some Jamesons.
I will say this, Jameson's is a really nice drinking whiskey. I could drink that until the cows come home. And I will be when I go on holiday.
Jameson's is dangerous.
Because it's a free bar.
Jameson's is fucking lethal.
all-inclusive bar at the hotel we're staying at.
God, Jameson's profits are going to be up while he's on holiday.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not going to be able to get enough Jamesons in for the The only thing that I was pissed off at, right, they've got 4 pool tables and it's a tenner for half an hour, not a tenner of Turkish lira, as in a tenner sterling for a half hour.
Gary's on his way to getting banned.
That's not even, they don't even charge that for a fucking game of pool over here.
No, they don't.
A tenner for a half hour of pool.
Fuck that. Fucking Coors Light. Fucking hell, Gary.
Gary, I don't want to out you on a live show, but do you enjoy the company of other men?
Well, he does like to message you at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're just about to go to bed.
It does worry me now. It really does.
San Miguel. Now, there's a lovely cheap beer.
San Miguel. I'm not a lager person. I'm really not.
Oh, you bastard. You've got the Auchentoshan and San Miguel.
Yeah.
Two of my favourite tipples, man.
San Miguel on a hot day.
Oh.
Why do you think I'm on it tonight?
Oh.
Perfect fun.
Mm-hmm.
These are the last 2 bottles of San Miguel. And I've got some...
Love it, man.
And I've got some other beer in fridges that I've not had yet to try out.
There was a beer.
£20 for 20 cans. I couldn't turn it down.
There's a beer they make in Lanzarote in all of the hotels over there. That's all you could get was just this local beer called Tropical. And it was fucking amazing. And it was so cheap as well. It worked out like 50p a bottle here, but it was like proper bottles.
Do you know how dangerous that is, giving that to UK holiday makers? I mean, it is.
Yeah. Martin, as Monty Python said, what's sexy in a canoe and American beer got in common? He's fucking close to water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Eric Idle, that's it. That's him on
Eric Idle.
It was Eric Idle yet. No. Well, Scott must have cleared off then.
And don't even get me started on fucking Budweiser. Fucking headache in a bottle. Oh, Earl Grey. Now you're talking, block. Hey, Auckland.
Wind, how you doing, buddy? That's
I have to
tricks.
admit, Bill, Estrella is really nice.
Yeah.
I've not tried that yet.
It is really nice.
Never tried Australia.
Gary,
I've
you're
had
in
Murphy's.
the south.
Oh, Murphy's, yeah.
You're in the south. There's many other stouts in the south. Why am I giving you the name of stouts that are in the south when you?
I wouldn't say. And I won't mind. He's in the fucking deep south. He's worse than Tyler. He's proper deep south.
Leffe Brun's really nice. The Leffe Blonde's really nice as well, though.
Oh, I ain't had Leffe for years.
If you want, I mean, there's some really good stouts.
Oh,
Wrong time of year to be drinking a stout, though. To be fair, this time of year is a stout is a little bit on the heavy.
It's a bit heavy. I've had it a bit heavy. One every now and again, yeah.
Lisa, I actually do like to drink a hot drink on a hot day because it does help your body to acclimatise.
But we went to see Cavalera 18 months ago. Yeah, it'd be about 18 months ago.
Yeah.
At Leadmill in Sheffield. Just having a look at bar. Something I've not seen for absolutely donkey's years. Red Stripe.
I'll never touch that stuff ever again. I got a can of that one day and I poured it into a glass. And at the bottom of the glass, there was glass chips.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Just as well I noticed it before I actually took a drink. But yeah. I'll never touch that shit again, man. Their quality control is fucking pants.
Yeah, but he's doing that at a minute anyway. He's turned into a pool of sweat.
Yeah.
Another one that you can get over in the south, and you can get it on tap, is O'Hara's. That's a proper Southern Irish stout.
Yeah.
That's nice.
No, put it this way, Lisa. See, when I first came in to talk to Lee before we started, he'll tell you the sweat was dripping off of me. I had a hot coffee, dry as a bone, and I've actually cooled down.
Fucking Red Stripe. I've not seen that for years.
Oh, shit.
It is Sheffield, so.
Holy shit, Hawkland.
Yeah,
Sorry to hear that, dude.
It's the bungle. I can remember Mr.
Oh,
Bungle.
fucking hell, yeah. Oh, shit.
Really sorry to hear that, bud. That's bastard.
Oh, fucking hell. No. Shit, no, I didn't know that.
That's not. That's bad news.
Only 61, fuck's sake.
Oh, Jesus. That's not old these days.
No.
Not that fucking far away for some of us, are they?
Yeah.
Well, but Bill's gone past that, hasn't he?
Think so.
And Dave's definitely past it.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right, Block. 61 is way too young.
No, way too young these days. Jesus.
Yeah. That's sad. Very sad.
Leash Mountain.
Past couple of days, I think he'd probably agree with you, to be fair.
You know, yeah. He's not been doing well last couple of days.
In vampire years, Bill is but a toddler.
Yeah. The Whitby vampire.
Phantom Raspberry Blower of Old Whitby Town.
We're going up to see him next week.
I've never really had any beer from Wexford Way. I've never been there once.
Nice, Auckland. Nice. What a fucking tune.
Nice one.
I think that's the one cool thing. If there's anything good about funeral, that's a really bad way of saying it. If there's anything good about like a funeral now, you can kind of have pretty much any music you want.
Like we did with my mum.
So if they've got a favourite song or they've got something that you know is going to make people like giggle as it's going, I don't see anything wrong with having a sense of humour at a funeral.
No,
I really don't.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like, if I was getting cremated, I'd want Disco Inferno playing at my funeral.
Oh, yeah. Purely, yeah.
Or I think one of the ones that I think about having, especially because I'm going to be cremated. I've always said that. It's a shame you can't see the coffin going into the flames. It'd be just like the doors light by fire. When there's people walking in, you've got the thunder from Raining Blood.
Yep. And I honestly couldn't care what happens to my body when I die. Like, just fucking stick me in a compost heap for all I care.
Oh, if I could, I'd have a fucking, I'd have a Viking funeral. Put me on a bone, fucking set the fuck on fire.
That's a good way to go. That's a good way to go, man. But yeah, honestly,
one of the songs we had for my mum's funeral with Dr. Hulk freaking at the Freakers Ball.
My papa was a huge Dr. Hook fan.
Yeah. And one of the other songs we had were Highway to Hell.
Just as you said that, Gary mentioned it.
Yeah.
You see, I would like to go one further because you can have 2 or 3 songs. So have the usual 2, whatever you'd have, and then the third one right at the end, just before everybody walks out the door, is that "fuck me" song. Fuck, get someone get it, fucking me, fucking bunch of twats. Just to get the last practical joke in on people.
Now, what I'd do is I'd get Lisa.
Oh, that is awesome.
To text from
that is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. No, that's cool. What I'd do is I'd get Lisa to text from my phone. Thanks for coming. It's been a great day. I'm getting a bit warm though. Oh, my mum and dad were big Doctor Who fans back in the day.
If you think about it, the only reason you have a funeral isn't for the person that's died.
No. They're not there.
Like I said,
I'm
not going to care what happens to my body because I'm not there anymore.
You're dead, you're gone.
For all I care, just shove me fucking rubbish bin.
You know, whatever you believe, whether you believe in you go to up to where fluffy clouds in the sky, or which is never going to happen in this room. But whatever
I'm going to say all 3 of chitty.
That is a man of taste, Hawkwind. That is a man of impeccable taste.
I like Noah Patton, but
I love his talent and everything that he does, but
I could imagine
he has killed Faith No More.
From what I've read about him, yeah.
He's killed Faith No More. I mean, he basically said, "Sorry, guys, I can't do it. I can't do it. My mental health. And then goes on tour with Mr. Bungle like about a month later.
Yep.
But I can't commit to anything, guys. I can't commit to anything. Hey, I'm having a ball with Mr. Bungle. Yeah. It's a bit of shit. To be honest, I would, as much as I love the guy's voice, they need to replace him in Faith No More. And do you know who I honestly think would be perfect for the job? Ken or Nick from 12 Foot Ninja.
Yeah, he said that last time, didn't you?
Yep. Very, very similar range and similar vocal delivery.
My last words will be, fuck.
Yeah.
Knocking on Heaven's Door was used as a song at one of my friends' funerals, Gary. But the proper version, not the Guns N' Roses version.
Jesus Christ.
I weren't bad that one, dude.
That was a hiccup. That wasn't even a burp.
Gary's getting abuse from all sides. Joey, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, Joey? Long time no see. Are you well?
Oh, yeah, Martin. He still does that. He walks on stage now with a walking stick. And then jumps about like a madman.
Oh, dude, it's not much colder here at the minute.
No. Still feels like it's 20 degrees right now, and it's Celsius, that is.
Yeah.
And it is like nearly 11 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I've got the window open here, and the trees are just not moving. Nothing.
Yeah, 21 degrees here. I've got a fan on. If you can hear me.
So have I.
Even the dead body's not swinging on the news.
No?
No. Small mercies. You get to enjoy its
Get to enjoy it rotting more slowly.
Yep.
I'll tell you something, dude. This Auchentoshan is going down really nice.
That's it. It's bloody good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just remember, though, it's one to be savoured.
Oh, yeah.
It's the guy that was finished it in 2 days.
Yeah.
Can I just point out Gary's comment?
Which one? Do we have to?
I enjoy talking about old music, etc. Meatloaf.
Oh.
See what you've done to Matt now, Gary.
However, that is Scott Ian's father-in-law, or was.
Yeah.
And Scott Ian insists that he was one of the nicest men that he ever met.
I think he probably was.
Unless your name's Jack Black and you're from Kickapoo.
Yeah. From all intents and purposes, he was a really, really nice guy. I mean, his character in Fight Club, apparently that was pretty damn close to how he was in real life.
I love that character. It was great.
Without the tits, of course.
Yeah, well.
Or should I say without the lactating tits?
Yeah.
Hey,
Queen,
they're all bought.
Now you're talking, Gary. Now you're fucking talking.
These tits are all bought and paid for. Yeah.
I was brought up on Queen, and I still love them to this day.
Don't wrong with a bit of Queen.
No. Freddie Mercury can do no wrong in my eyes.
I don't know with Randy Rhoads. I think Randy Rhoads was an amazing guitarist.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. You can't.
But I mean, there's a lot of musicians you could say that about.
I hope not for his sake, Block. Eric Clapton. Sorry, I just.
Highly overrated.
I don't like.
I'm not a fan of Clapton.
His blues stuff's bloody good, don't get me wrong, but I don't like anything else by him.
I love Gary Moore.
There's only one Clapton myth I've ever learned, and that's Sunshine of Your Love. That'll do.
If we're going to talk about
his blues covers are amazing.
If we're going to talk about that era, I'm going to go Irish again, and I'm going to go with, because I live just down from where he was born, literally 3 miles away, was Rory Gallagher.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, Rory Gallagher, hands down, popped all over Clapton.
Yeah. I'm a big Gallagher fan.
So you listen.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, 100%.
Yeah.
He was the ultimate bluesman.
I think Clapton. I'm not saying Clapton was shit. I'm not saying that. But
no.
But then I suppose a lot of it comes down to taste, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Some people obviously will prefer, different things in the music.
I mean, I blame my dad for getting me to Rory Gallagher. He's an absolutely massive Gallagher fan.
Very true, Martin.
Yeah. Oh, he does.
He is actually a very, very, very talented guy.
Yeah. But he wears a mask, so he can't be that good. Shut the fuck up. Jeff Buckley's not bad. I prefer.
I haven't heard a lot of his stuff, to be honest, to make
I've not heard a huge amount of his, but he's all right. He's not my particular taste. Jeff Healey, I don't like his stuff.
I think
not there for a blind boy.
For me, what made Rory so great was the fact he didn't rate himself whatsoever, really.
No, he didn't.
And when you saw him on the stage, he was so sort of shy.
Oh, nice one, bloke.
Almost painfully shy on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Once he got playing and once he started going, he was off. That was it. He was fine. Well, but it was painful.
What my dad were watching the other week, that old grey whistle test that Gallagher did. You know, where he carried on for 45 minutes after the show had finished.
Just kept playing.
Yeah. And he's going, this is about the third time I've watched this, and I've just noticed drummer's left-handed, but he's playing on his kit's set up as a right-handed. I says, yeah, there's a few.
Simon and Garfunkel, both of those guys, immensely talented.
I just can't get into them.
I love Simon Garfunkel, man.
Oh,
that's another one I was raised on.
I think this is part of the problem, isn't it? It's who you're raised on. It's who you sort of grow up with, and
yeah.
Well, see, this is the thing. Like, I always remember. I can't remember if it was my sperm donor or my mum. One of them used to like Simon and Garfunkel, and I remember them listening to them, but I remember just thinking,
Matt is
I rediscovered them. So I rediscovered them for myself later on. Hey, Steve!
All right, Steve, how you doing, bud? See, with Eagles, I prefer Joe Walsh on his own.
Joe Walsh on his own, fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that block. Yep.
How did Joe Walsh does the fuck? Yeah. He's had a hard life, Joe, didn't he?
Yeah, it's too many. I said this a couple of weeks ago, well, a couple of shows ago actually, but it's getting to the stage where the Stranglers No More Heroes is starting to make a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Because it just seems like every few days one of your heroes is passing on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, D-Dub messaged me about this other day and said exactly the same thing. Have you noticed a lot more celebrities are passing away at the minute?
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's just because we're of a certain generation that grew up with like all these massive celebrities.
Yeah.
We got to see them start off and become huge and grow old. So, obviously a lot of our heroes are going to be moving on.
Oh, God, yeah.
I just still can't believe it. Gary, still
most of the Eagles can't remember the past.
Yeah.
They were all smacked off the taste. In fact, most of the musicians from that era can't remember that era. Full stop. No matter what genre you're talking about.
I mean, people like Joe Walsh, it's a miracle. It's a
fucking
miracle.
Rancid.
Oh, Rancid. You've got to, well, if you
like
it,
bits, man.
I still need to get into a bit of Rancid. I've heard odd bits, or I've not got into them yet.
You'll see me talking about them in one of my next videos, which, by the way, I have actually started doing videos on my channel. It's just a short series because it's like reacting to my old punk bands, old live videos, and one of my blues bands videos, which is still to come out. But eventually, there's a rancid one that's coming up, and I go into a big discussion about it.
But an awesome guitar player.
If you can say B.B. King, Gary.
With Peter Green.
Peter Green.
Funny you should say that. Yeah. Wanted by Peter Green in the Splinter Group. It was his first gig after coming out of retirement. Was the gig that I saw him at. Yeah.
But Peter Green, I mean...
I told you about that.
You may have mentioned it once or twice.
Never did like the Scottish. I think Peter Green has got to be at the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And John Martin. John Martin's up there.
Jesus. Yeah, and he never really gets his dues.
No. But he was another one that was really self-deprecating.
Oh, yeah. He was a danger.
He honestly thought his own music was shit. Yeah. And I'll still insist Solid Air is one of the best start-to-finish albums. Yeah. One of the best start-to-finish albums of all time.
Phenomenal. I mean, Pete, if you want to listen, and I've said this to people before, talking about mental health, if you want to hear songs that like work with how somebody's feeling with mental health, go and listen to Peter Green. Go and listen to songs by Peter Green, and I swear to it, I don't know whether it's a schizophrenic thing, but I can hear stuff in Peter's music.
Yeah, I get that.
Tell you about my life.
It just comes across.
Yep.
It's so sad, some of that.
I totally agree, Martin. That's what I always loved about them. No airs or graces about them and no pretentiousness.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Bits I've heard, I do like, because, yeah, you've got that punk element, but you've got that sort of early ska sort of two-tone element in there as well.
Yeah.
Do like a bit of ska music.
Yeah, same. Even old school ska.
Steve, I don't play it. I just go chug, 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 chug.
You don't want to know what I do, Steve. You don't want to know.
we do, and you've seen that chrome I've got. That's because of that.
Yeah, I would put them up there as well, Gary.
I think, yes, 3 very, very good guitarists. Yeah. But what I would say, Gary, is go and listen to people like Peter Green.
Peter Green, yeah.
There's a lot of other guitarists out there who you might not have heard yet.
Did I tell you I've seen Peter Green?
Yeah, you mentioned
I'm not sure. Have you? Have you seen Peter Green? Will he with BB King?
If he keeps going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-order the Anthrax new album and sit here on the line.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, Martin, I'm always in search of the 4th chord.
No, or I might have done, Hanky. There's a lot of bands over the years I've heard and listened to. And
it's not a name I'll recognise. Gary, do yourself a favour and just fucking listen to the whole back catalogue of Rory.
Yeah. Start.
Hey, you never know, Bill.
Start with...
Depending when it comes out, I'll tell you what, we might even do a reaction to it.
Yeah.
Live reaction.
Live listen.
Yeah, why not?
Gary, go and listen to the original sort of Rory Gallagher's original band, which was Taste. Isle of Wight Festival. It's on YouTube. The original concert.
Hey, I think Steve's had Brave Juice as well tonight.
Fox Fizz. Oh dear.
Fox Biz.
Oh dear, Fox Fizz.
I remember them winning fucking Eurovision.
Well said, Martin.
Do you know what amazed me about that Isle of Wight Festival?
Exactly.
The 1970 festival was when Hendrix was there. And obviously back then it was obviously not digital, it was all film cameras and everything.
Yeah.
And the guys filming it were told, look, it's only a little Irish band, just use a couple of rolls of film on them tops. Don't worry too much.
Enough.
Taste started
Oi.
and
Evidence Geo.
ended up
That's what I'm using on the song at the minute.
they ended up using 14 canisters of film on Taste and using less on Hendrix. Because the producer, the director who was filming it all turned around and went, oh, fuck. Because even Hendrix was sat there watching them.
Yeah. That was the first 7-string I bought,
That is all I have played on every song that I've done.
Yeah.
Love you too, Hanky. I saw you sat in your chair cuddling your dog earlier.
Yeah.
Going to sleep.
Having the grandpa nap.
Yeah.
Don't blame you, mate.
What I thought about, why I picked that one is thought all the 7 strings are in B standard. I thought, let's try this one in drop A. Let's try it on the Ibanez.
I've got it in drop G.
Ooh, proper brown notes.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought, if I'm going to try something in drop A, let's try it on that one first. And I'll tell you what, for a cheap 7-string, I think, what did I pay for that? About 120 quid I paid for that.
It was about 150 I paid for mine, yes. So that'd be about right.
I've changed absolutely nothing on it. It's still the stock pickups that are in stock tuners. It's absolutely fantastic guitar.
Oh, Block, if I had the money, I would have a Schecter, and I wouldn't even think about it. It'd just be take my money.
Yeah. I've got 2
Schecters. I love them to bits, man.
Fucking love both of them.
The guy that I played with in my last metal band, he had a Hellraiser and Schecter. Was it the Demon? I think. But holy fuck, they were gorgeous, man. Played them a couple of times and it was just so easy to play.
Oh, you know that picture of that court bass I showed you last week? They still had it in the shop. That court black one that got that sort of Rickenbacker shape to it.
Yep.
They still
Honestly,
got it in.
if you're thinking about getting it, just don't think about it. Just get it.
Yeah, I was fucking tempted. They still got it in.
Court does some amazing stuff. I don't know why more people aren't playing them. I don't know why more people aren't playing them because, okay, they might be made cheap in another country, but they sound and feel amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean that one I showed you. I think it is second hand. But it's still not a bad price, 180. And I think I could have gone down a bit on that one as well.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Next time we go back, if they've still got it in, I might be tempted.
Yep, just say to them, I've seen it for about 180 here the past few times. Go a bit lower, and I'll take it.
That's why I do it. Yeah, that's why I do it. local cash converters, because that PV Valve King, they've had that in for absolutely months, and I think it started off at 140. They knocked it down to about 120-ish. I managed to get it for 80 quid.
Fuck.
Yes, we'll have that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Block. I totally agree. Budget guitars, even these days, are
fuck yeah.
Like there was.
I mean, budget guitars
compared to what they used to be.
Were absolute dog shit, but these days.
I mean, does anybody remember the old Sun Mustangs?
Oh,
holy shit! That was the biggest piece of shit. My mate had one, and he swore it was one of his favourite guitars. And I'm like, you got it in tune. You literally went. You hit the first string, the E string, and it just went bow. You could hear it detune as it was holding the sustain. If it held sustain, you were lucky, but yeah, you literally could hear it detune.
But that's it. I mean, even the sort of decent brands like your Jacksons, your Ibidens are doing decent budget guitars these days.
Christ, even Ola's doing budget guitars.
Yeah, doing that like S-By Solar.
S-By Solar.
You know why, don't you? It's because electronics. This is topical and political. It's because a lot of the electronics that they're using are becoming cheaper to use.
Yep.
Thanks to the Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Hate to say it, but this is down to China. You know,
yeah, good on them. Good on
even
them.
though Donald Trump won't like this, but the fact is,
he says that, but he actually is all buddy with them.
You know, you fucking moron. If it wasn't for the Chinese, you wouldn't have an iPhone. You wouldn't have a computer. You wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have for stuff in your fucking house.
You wouldn't have a fucking car because of the electronics that are in it that are Chinese. So,
I mean, Chinese guitars are getting better and better. I've got a couple of Chinese made guitars. I mean that CG and that me Dean from L. They're both Chinese made. And I'll tell you, both are fantastic guitars.
Yes, there's a lot of on a cheap date.
There's a lot of Indonesian guitars that are coming out that are really good as well.
Yeah.
Yes, Hanky, these days I'm a very cheap date because I don't.
Oh, he is.
Years ago, you wouldn't be able to afford me because I drunk too much.
Bottle of water and a bag of wine gums. Is anybody's?
Oh, no, it's sorted.
But yeah, I think that's where the S-By Solars are made, is Indonesia.
Yeah. Well, that was it. I mean, you go back 20, 25 years, everybody were shitting all over Indonesian guitars. And now they're up. I would say majority are made in Indonesia these days.
Yep.
It's the same with sort of audio, but as in like hi-fi stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Years ago, if you said, "Oh, I'm buying a sort of like a Chinese amplifier for home audio or Chinese speakers," everybody would laugh at you.
Yeah.
But the amount of stuff that's coming out of China that is fucking good quality.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, out comes Iowa.
Yeah. Well,
because I remember like the Chinese stuff and the Korean stuff were absolute bollocks.
Yeah.
Back in like the late 80s, early 90s, and then all of a sudden Iowa came around.
Just look at all the stuff we use that's Chinese made.
Blew up the market.
Right, this is American made.
Yeah, man.
Bollocks, twat. I don't think anything that I own vaping wise. Oh no, that is actually that mod. That is UK made. It's also about 300 quid, but that's because of manufacturing costs.
Yeah.
Exactly, Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked up, you know, SM. I don't know if you've heard of them. SMSL. They're a Chinese company. They did a CD player But because my hi-fi one went down, my Yamaha one went down, and I couldn't afford to get it fixed because I wanted 400 quid for a new laser.
I want to say, yeah, Yamaha.
And I've still got it, but I will fix it at some point. But it's just too much So I picked up an SMSL one, right? Because it said it's SACD, so it will play full spectrum.
Yep.
Plus, it runs off a 5-volt supply. So if you went camping or something, you could actually take it with you and plug it into a power supply and actually listen to a set of headphones on it. And I tell you what, the build quality on it, it's like a fucking... It weighs about as much as a house brick. If you threw it at somebody, you'd fucking kill them. The quality, the actual quality of stuff from China, whereas the rest of the world is sort of gradually going down, China's it's coming up.
I just ruined the illusion for everyone. Everyone now realises that I do indeed have legs.
He does. He does have legs.
Fuck.
I've seen him in person.
Yep. One of these legs has an anthrax tattoo. That's going to be getting fucking lasered off if they don't hurry the fucking asses up.
Not that he's at all angry about it.
Okay then. He's not bitter and twisted at all.
No.
Yes, I can confirm G has legs. And
That's
normally
true.
knees.
That's true. It's because they don't have copyright law.
No, they don't. What do you mean this looks
I think
like a
they
Range
do
Rover?
internally.
It's like
I think
a
they
Range
do
Rover.
internally, but just not for the rest of the world.
I hate to say it, but their quality of manufacture has come up a long way. It really
Absolutely.
has. A lot of the engineering in the world now is done in China.
Bill, it was announced last summer, I believe.
Well, I mean, just look at all stuff that me and Gina, 90% of that's got to come from China. Yeah, it might be put together somewhere else.
Pre-sold.
But all your internal guts were in it. I mean, Behringer, yeah, it's a German company, but everything's made in China.
Pre-sold. Technically, I think originally were German, weren't they?
Originally German. I think a lot of stuff is actually made in China, and they're now owned by Fender.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were owned by Fender now.
Yeah, Fender bought them a couple of years back.
Right.
That's why Fender's got that free sort of recording software out at the minute. I think it's based off Studio One, but I think you're limited to the amount of tracks you can put on.
Right. I'd be fucked then because I use at least five tracks just for drums.
Yeah. Well, this is it. Even though, I'll use MIDI drums. Once I finalise all the drums, all the humanisation, blah, 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 I'll then convert all them tracks to audio. And depending on which drum software I'm using, it can be a good 14 to 16 tracks just for drums.
See, I know with most DAWs, they'll have a print function where you can print the audio. Like Reaper's got one, Pro Tools has got one. Yeah. When you know that's how you want the audio to sound, you just go print, and then that's it. It just does it itself. Ableton, it is a pain in the arse the way you have to do it.
Yeah.
You literally have to mute all the other tracks except the one that you're wanting to finalize or print. You then need to export it so that it turns it into either the MP3 or WAV. I always use a WAV because it's completely uncompressed in. So you need to export that one track as a WAV and then re-import it back in. That whole process takes you about 5 fucking minutes just for one track. That's how I end up just... exactly. Ableton needs to get their finger out and have a print function.
Well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're not, because if I'm not... I don't think they're under the same umbrella company, but I know that there is integration between Studio One and Ableton.
Yeah.
Because I could download
That's literally
Ableton.
the only way you can do it in Ableton. You have to export the track that you're wanting to finalize or print. That'll take you, depending on your GPU, because that's what does all the rendering.
Yeah.
So depending on your GPU, it'll take you on average about 1 minute to 2 minutes per track, depending again on the length of the track. So you need to do that for every single track, but then re-importing it, getting your level again, the whole process takes about 5 minutes per track. That's how I end up just going for drums. I'll end up just leaving them open with the software open.
Yeah.
And it ends up creating a lot of latency. So that's why I'll do the guitars and the bass first before doing, I'll have like a basic drum track.
Yeah.
So it's not causing too much latency. It'll all just be under one track. Once I've got the guitars and the bass finalized, then I'll start separating the drums into their own tracks. You know what I mean? Because if you do it right from the get-go, and you separate all those drums, you still need to leave the software open for every instance of that fucking drum.
Oh, fuck that.
That whole drum sequence. And that'll just cause so much fucking latency. It's unreal.
Yeah. So, when I do it in Studio One, like I say, drum tracks from VSTs, whatever VST is, Ugritone, Hertz, whatever. Once I've got it separated out in the mixer view, right, I want all them putting out to audio tracks. 2-3 minutes, it's done every track, and it's imported it back into the session.
See, I could do it that way. I mean, I could do it that way and just hit record and just record the audio, like outputted from that one drum track.
Yeah, no, I don't even have to do that. It just does it like, say, like bounce each track out to audio. But it's saying when I do, say, if I'm using amp sims on guitars, once I've got that final tone done, and I've got all the guitars recorded and done whatever editing I need to do, then I'll bounce that track down.
That's why I can't. Now you know why. How's it going, Kermit?
Evening, Kermit.
But that's why I don't do it that way, because Ableton doesn't allow you to finalize. You literally have to. If I wanted to do what you're talking about, I would have to go into the drum map.
Yeah.
Output to a specific channel. Hit record on that channel that I want it outputted to as it's playing through the full single track drum sequence, and then it will output to every one of those tracks. So you're talking, it's still going to take the average amount of time that the track's playing.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got like Reaper or anything, you can just go print.
Yeah.
And leave the software open. It's a pain in the arse. It's the only thing I don't like about Ableton, but everything else is really, really easy to do. I just wish I could get Reaper to work on my machine, but
even though it's included in the package I've got. But I just like the way Studio One works, so I just stick with it. And it's what I've used.
I use DI. Unless it's vocals, obviously, in which case it's mic, but that's the only thing I'll use the mic for. It's all DIs for me.
Yeah, same here. I'll DI, and then either use an amp sim or I'll use some sort of amp modeler and reamp it. at some point, I may invest in a reamp box and use the real amps. But I'm liking what I'm getting.
Tonex.
Yeah. Well, this is it. That Tonex will do it. That NoX tried until reamp.
Yeah, so you don't need a reamper.
No. And I mean, that other track I've done, that more sort of melodic track I've done, that's been reamped through that Trident box using a JCM style amp sim, but not use V30s. It were greenbacks.
But yeah, Block. If I could get Reaper to work on my PC, I would have it. I've tried. This is a new build that I'm on. Well, it's about 3 years old now, but it's still a new build technically. On my last build, Reaper would never work. The clock, that tracking bar for when you hit, as soon as you hit record and you see that tracking bar moving, that was always 53 minutes behind. And it wouldn't record anything until it passed to 0. Wouldn't matter if I set that bar to 0 and hit record from there, it would always go straight back to 53, minus 53. And I had to wait until that went to past 0. I put this build together. I thought, yes, I'm finally going to be able to get Reaper. Exact same thing. So I don't know what it is. I asked Glenn.
I'll say you've asked Glenn. You've asked Bobby.
I've asked Bobby about it. Yep. I asked computer experts, as in like programming experts.
Yeah.
I've spoke to software engineers. Not one of them can think of what it is that's causing the issue, but don't know.
You see, I was instantly going to say we'll go and talk to people like who we know with Nick Bassett and those guys.
I did. Because I even spoke to them. I even spoke to Dyer. Even Dyer.
Dyer
and Ender.
Ender, that's fucking more.
Spoke to the two. And Nick. And between the three of them, they were like, I thought maybe it's a MIDI clock issue.
I don't know.
But I mean, even then, I'm not using the MIDI. I mean, this is even for real time.
Yeah. I did try Reaper. And I didn't have any of them sort of issues. I just couldn't get on with Reaper. I just found Studio One easier to use.
Yeah.
But then again, we all get used to whatever.
I have to admit, since that's why I have to use. That's why I had to get Ableton, because it was the cheaper of all the others that I could get to work on both machines. So I got the full version of Ableton Live, and since I have got it, I've got used to it and found it really, really easy to use.
That's it. If you're happy with it, just crack on with it.
Mm-hmm.
You mean the blood sugars are up and down like a set of horse drawers?
There is a bright side to this, though, G. There is. You have done something that no one else has managed to do to Ender or Dorothy.
Yeah, I've got them stumped. Yeah, I've stumped both of them. Not just either one, but both of them. But I mean, the two of them were like, that is weird.
Those two are like genius level when it comes to shit like this.
They are.
Seriously.
Proper savants when it comes to PCs and inner workings and the language.
Well, for stuff I do, I'm happy with Studio One. It does what I need it to do. I mean, I've probably not even scratched the surface of what it can do. But for recording and mixing, I do. It works. So I'll stick with it.
I only just figured out how to change tempos in Ableton. See that track that I'm doing? Just now, the one that I put in the chat for you guys.
Yeah.
That intro starts off quite slow, but then as it gets to the big tom build-up, it starts speeding up. But I had it in my head because I tried playing that verse riff at the same tempo as the intro, and it was like, that's way too slow. It needs to speed up at this point. So I needed that tom build up to speed up just before the main riff comes in. And I'm like, how the hell do you do this in Ableton? It's so fucking easy as well. You literally go to the master track and you go, and one of the drop downs on the master track is tempo, and then it'll come up with an automation bar, and you just go key point, shift it up where you want it to jump up, and then that key point will do an automatic ramp up. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your auntie.
So did that tempo track I sent you?
It worked.
That worked.
Cool. It worked. Yep. Yeah, but what I had to do though was, it's weird the way you have to do, if you've got a tempo map from other DAWs, you need to import that into Ableton as a MIDI file and its own. But it worked.
Yeah. Well, it was saved as a MIDI file, so.
Aye.
But that's one of the reasons why I keep the Lords of the Race just at one tempo all the way through, because everybody's using different DAW. So rather than keep fanning everybody about, just keep it all at one tempo.
Yeah. Oh, Martin, our mate Nick, uses that all the time, and yeah, there was a big update about the beginning of this year for Suno, because it used to be okay, it was good, but the AI seemed to have a fascination with neon lights. It didn't matter what the subject that you ask it to write a song about, it would have neon lights in the lyrics somewhere. It was obsessed. No, neon lights. It was obsessed with them. And the vocals were a wee bit, that's even worse than Cher, you know. But now the vocals sound amazing. The only thing it still hasn't got the hang of is proper metal vocals, you know, like growls and fry screams and stuff. Yeah. That's the only thing it hasn't got down yet.
Exactly. That's why I brought it up, Bill.
Don't start the whole Sabbath thing, Bill. I'm glad I can't afford to go to this Sabbath concert, is all I'm going to say. Because even if I had the money, I wouldn't go on principle.
Nah.
Too much money.
Yeah.
I might pay for the stream.
Yeah, that's what we've said. We might 25 quid. We might do the stream.
But I still think I still think that's over the top. Really, 25 quid for the stream. To be fair.
Yeah.
But will I pay it? Yeah, I probably will. To be fair, mate. Yeah, I will.
Yeah, because I remember rightly.
I'm going to rip it.
Obituary did a couple of streams from their sort of practice room during lockdown. And I think they only charged 25 quid for both streams.
Yeah, they weren't. I remember seeing that, and they weren't. I just think 25 quid is. They know how many people are going to want to see that.
Oh, yeah.
You know who's behind it. You know the old money bags.
Of course she is.
This is what annoys me. I'm not against a band or an artist making money from their career. Not at all. Good luck to you. Any artist, they deserve to make money. That's what they're there for, to make money. I get that. But Sharon, the way she does it.
Sharon.
I want to know what band she's kicked out.
Mm-hmm. Nobody's been able to find out.
No.
Well, I heard it was Tool, but then again, I heard it weren't Tool that had actually been kicked out. They just said they weren't having their set streamed.
She kicked Black Sabbath out. She didn't want Tony Iommi on the stage.
Yeah. She didn't want Bill Ward making any money.
If anybody out of that band deserves more money than anybody, it's probably Bill, bless him. And that's Bill Ward, not the other Bill. No, Bill, you're not getting anything.
Yep.
Because when you think about it, Black Sabbath without any of those guys,
Any of the original four, nah,
wouldn't be there. You know, the drum beats that Bill Ward laid down, the bass that Geezer Butler did, the guitar, the Tony did.
As much as I like Ronnie Dio, he totally changed Sabbath's sound.
He did. I mean, I've got everything on my phone for in the car because I'm I'll go through music like it's unbelievable. Lana will go in the shop, come back, and it's always something different. So there's a story about that today. Actually, I may have got in trouble, but there's that difference, and I love the Dio time. I think Ronnie was. I mean, his voice when you look at him, and this little bloke who was like.
Oh,
and you hear that voice.
That voice coming out of that little body.
Do you know, I think the first time I ever saw him was with Elf.
Oh, fucking Elf, yeah.
And I remember hearing this voice. And like, where the fuck's that coming from?
Yeah.
And then seeing him stood there and you're like...
That voice shouldn't be coming out of that.
That's not him.
That Sabbath stream, it's going to be 2 hours behind anyway. They've already said that.
Well, it is Birmingham, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything's behind in Birmingham.
Just ask Captain Pugwash.
Bit of a moan, okay. I remember a bit of a moan now. Went to Aston today. And because I'm disabled, got the disabled badge in the car, so you put it on the dash. Don't know what it is. And this is a moan about elderly people. Why is it elderly people, once they get, and I'm not on about me before anyone says that, I'm on about in the 70s and 80s, right? They get to this age and they assume that because they're 70 or 80, they inherit the right to have a disabled badge. Not because they're disabled, but because they're old. Big difference. Woman pulls in, elderly woman. Okay, typical, and Jill know what I mean by this. Typical elderly Irish church-going woman.
Oh shit!
Very, very, very entitled.
Looking down her nose at me because I'm sat there listening to a bit of ministry. Wouldn't cranked up, just sat there chilling out, a little bit of a
bit of ministry.
Quite happily, and she sits there, and I can see her at the corner of my eye, looking at the badge, looking back at her daughter, whoever it was, going like this at me. It's like, okay. Click, behemoth. Shit. Uncranked it up. She fucked off quick after that. I was like, you want to play that game? We'll play that game. Don't judge me. You don't know what is wrong with somebody. You can have somebody, which is, he's not in tonight, but Mike put a post up about this.
Yeah, he did.
Mike Collins. This attitude that you look at Mike, you see somebody who's all right. You don't know what's wrong with Mike. We all do. It's because he's Mike. That's what's wrong with him. But anyway, no.
He's a cockney.
He's a cockney.
Just because you can't see the symptoms doesn't mean there is nothing wrong.
Absolutely.
This judgment attitude.
Aye.
I try not to be judgmental of people.
And able-bodied doesn't mean that you're not disabled.
Absolutely not.
You could be.
It's a disability all the same. Mental illness is a disability.
Yeah.
You see
Get used to it.
who have.
Just look at us today.
Why shouldn't people who are disabled through autism, for instance, there are cases of really serious people with autism who are non-verbal and so on, who are really struggle with it, and I hate to have that. That must be horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't. Your speech is obviously you can't get it out.
Essentially trapped.
Yeah.
Or Parkinson's.
Yeah.
Same again. You're trapped.
That must be an evil disease to have.
Because this is the thing. Because I keep telling you to go watch it, but nobody has. Nobody's come back to me and went, by the way, I watched that and it blew my mind. That's how I know.
I will
watch a thing. You know what I'm doing to talk about, but anybody listening right now, watch something called the Telepathy Tapes.
Mm-hmm.
Bad title, because this is an actual scientific study, and that title automatically has a stigma attached to it. But the findings of this study show that people that are written off as children and even adults as being, I hate the fucking term, but it seems to be a medical term nowadays, not so much in the UK but elsewhere in the world. Anybody that has any sort of autism that is non-verbal is automatically labelled as mentally retarded or learning deficient. It's called in the UK, learning deficient. No. This study is proving that inside there, on the surface, and this ties it directly into what you're saying about any mental illness, Matt. Just because you can't see the symptoms on the outside doesn't mean that there's nothing going on inside.
Exactly.
Because what this study's found is, on the surface, these people might look as though they're not picking up cues. They're not able to understand what people are saying to them, not able to understand certain concepts, dangers, everything, right?
Yeah.
But the study's actually proven that behind the eyes, they're 100% switched on.
Yeah. Well,
and in some cases, even more switched on than we are.
I don't exactly particularly get on with my ex, but her mum, she got a form of dementia. It was a form of Alzheimer's. But she was saying she lost her speech altogether. But if you told her something, she knew what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Well, some of the kids that they were studying in this study showed, and these were kids that because of their illness and disabilities were not able to attend any form of school. They had no schooling, even from their own parents. None, no formal education. Yet they had a full vocabulary, and some of them had an amazing talent for mathematics, and in a lot of cases for philosophy. Just stuff that you would be like, but how did you even learn that? And it turns out that, as the title implies, they seem to, because they're non-verbal, people automatically assumed, oh, well, that's it then, they're never going to be able to learn. But it's almost like, it's always been, this is proven by science as well, that if you have a deficiency in one area of the body, the rest of the body sort of
compensates.
Goes even further to compensate. Yeah. Like if you lose your sight, your hearing becomes sharper and vice versa. So it seems that because these kids aren't able to speak and learn in the normal established method, that something else has happened and they're able to do it another way, and the other way is they're doing it in their own heads.
Absolutely.
Somehow, and some of them are talking about meeting in this. It's a place they all go to, and one of the parents says, "What do you mean?" They all talk using electronic devices or spelling boards, stuff like that. One of the parents says, "What do you mean you go to this place? Where is the place?" And they said, "It's hard to explain. It's in our head."
Yeah.
But they all go there and they all talk to each other. It is really weird. But this is actually gaining a lot of momentum, this study, and they're talking about going for proper academic, full scientific studies, like double, triple blind studies, stuff like that, from colleges and universities. But if they
shit's
prove,
got to be looked into properly.
Absolutely, but if they prove that what this doctor's actually saying, if they prove what this doctor's saying that these kids are capable of, it's going to fucking change everything about what we thought the brain and the consciousness is doing, because they seem to be able to, at will, come out of their own bodies and go elsewhere. Because some of the kids communicate with each other from different states. It's not like a group of kids in one state. They're from all over the US, and kids in different states are talking to each other, and they're all aware of each other.
The thing is, there has been studies into the out-of-body experience, and that has been used by American government departments.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Stargate Project and
Project
so on,
Stargate, yeah.
Which we know is true. We know
absolutely.
It's true. And there's some really good interviews with one of the lead guys who did
Joe
that.
McMonagle.
Very, very interesting.
Remote viewer number one.
Very fucking interesting man. And what he says, people might not believe everything he says, but when you listen to him, you can't make shit like that up.
You can't. The only way he'd have been able to. There's one of the things that he found, and this is. You can go onto the CIA's own records, and you will find record of this. He was. The whole point of Project Stargate was remote viewing, and automatically people go, "It's a load of bullshit." But people that do the remote viewing don't know anything about the coordinates that they're given. There's no way. So they're given random coordinates by people. Joe McMonagle was given a set of coordinates and told to view this place, and he went there, done his session, and it was recorded that he saw like a bay.
Yep.
Right, like a cove in water, and it was hollowed out. The side of the bay was hollowed out, and he went in, and it had like walkways on either side, and he saw this massive, massive submarine being built, and he said it was no submarine that he'd ever seen before in his life, and it was like two normal submarines of its time, wide but extremely tall, and they're like, they don't have anything like that. Soviets don't have anything like that. It wasn't until about 2 weeks, was it 2 weeks later or something, or 2 months later?
It was a couple of weeks or so, wasn't it? Yeah.
The Soviets done the first public testing of this sub that he saw. There's no way he would have been able to. The only way he would have been able to bluff that session is if he was a Soviet spy himself. And you're talking about a well-decorated fucking veteran.
Yeah.
There's no way he was a fucking double agent. Not a chance. Solosky.
Evening, Soloski. How you doing, bud?
That's exactly the one, Bill. It was the very first Kursk. This was the prototype of the Kursk class sub that he saw being built.
Yeah.
The finishing touches were being put on it, and he saw that before anybody in the rest of the world saw it. Most of Soviet Russia hadn't even seen this thing. So there's no way he could have bluffed this. Not a chance. But you can actually go to the CIA's records and find that.
Talking about your viewing selections or recommendations, we did watch Heretic. The story was okay, but it was fucking slow.
Oh, it is slow, but it's basically just one big monologue. But I'd warned you about that.
Yeah.
It's basically one big Hugh Grant monologue, but you can't deny the acting that guy done for that movie.
But the best bit was when he got smacked inside the head right at the end by that second last.
Oh, brilliant,
yes!
Man. Yeah, bloody good bit of acting. But yes, you can go to the CIA's own files and find that story.
Yep, that's it. Block Oscar class stuff. Yeah. Hold on. Block's admitting to being a Russian spy.
Yes, speaking of Dune, thanks, Martin.
007 and a half.
They have actually recently cast Leto II and Ganima, the son and daughter of Paul Atreides and Chani. And I haven't heard of either one. Not necessarily a bad thing though, because they might be bloody good. But one of them's the boy that's playing Leto II is actually Jason Momoa's son. So he looks right for the part, and the girl they've got playing Ganima looks perfect for the part as well.
Cool. No worries, Bill.
No worries, Bill.
You take care.
Yeah.
You take care of your son, Bill. I know you've had a rough couple of days.
All right. He'll be all
feel
right.
better.
He'll be back tomorrow.
He'll be back in his cloak and his fishnets.
That's what he needs. He's missed him.
Yeah. Actually, he needs to walk to St Mary's and lay on one at Crips in his cloak and scare some fucker.
Well, this time of year, at least it won't be too cold.
This is true.
And Martin, I have not done any fucking weed or shrooms for at least
5 minutes.
No, I haven't done any for at least 10 years. Not done any shrooms for definitely 10 years.
As far as weed and mushrooms is concerned, no comment.
I see no issue with anybody doing either of those. I will say, if you're going to do shrooms, be careful who you get them from.
Absolutely.
Never done shrooms, but the last time I did weed was one of the last times we went to Liverpool. That's all I'm saying. Make sure
you're in a comfy environment somewhere that you're very comfortable with, and with people you're very comfortable with.
You see, people,
and don't do it if you're not sure. Just be very careful.
The main thing, like you say, is be around people who you can trust, and you're in the right frame of mind.
Yeah, that's why I said if you're in any doubt whatsoever, don't do it. Don't do it.
And if you've got mental health issues, please, like I say, be careful.
Well, you can microdose though. If you microdose, because there's a lot of studies getting done now, and they're actually talking about legalizing for microdosing and prescribing in America.
Oh, that's nice.
I think I've had that before. Yeah.
First time I've had it. They got it on offer at Morrison's. Were it last week? 20 cans for 20 quid.
How many?
20. So you got, they're in cases of 10. So it's two, so it's 2 for 20 quid.
Yeah.
All the cans are got in were 330ml. Ah, fuck no.
You can get the San Miguel. If you go to Tesco, you can get if you're a club card owner, you can get 2 cases for 20 quid. 2 cases of 10.
Oh, might be a trip to Tesco tomorrow then.
Yep. 20 cans of San Miguel for only 20 quid. Ooh, yes, please.
Mind you, also on the same day we're in Morrison's as well. Nuki Brown. No, it weren't Trooper. It was not San Miguel. Hobgoblin, IPA, and Golden. Old Speckled Hen, and there was something else. Buy one, get one free.
Christ. How much is it for one, though?
It weren't dear. It were quid 50 a bottle.
I'd be going up with 10 of them and going, I want this. Honoured. That's technically you should only be charging me for 5.
Yeah. I think there may have been about 8 bottles purchased, and thought, 2 of them bottles of Newcastle Brown. There you go. Yeah, Papa Wizard. There's your Father's Day gift. And they went,
nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, old Speckled Hen block. I do like a bit of the old Speckled Hen. It's good stuff.
Old Speckled Hen, yeah. He's nice. I have got a bottle of that in fridge.
I can remember having that on tap on draft years ago. That was
Never had it.
I've not had it on draft. I've had it in bottles. It's nice in bottles.
There are certain places, Bill knows them. There's certain places. I think he's sort of Whitby up that part of the coast that sell it on actually.
Did I say we're going to Whitby next week? Oh, well, might have to visit a few of them.
Old pub guide. I remember getting thrown out of that one.
Bill getting thrown out in a pub. There you go. That's a shock.
Orange stout?
Yeah, Aldi did do an orange stout a couple of years back.
That could work, actually.
It actually did work.
Yeah.
Because it weren't like somebody else. Yeah. They didn't overdo the orange. It was just like a bit of an orangey aftertaste.
Yeah.
This is the thing, going back to that conversation earlier when we said about, flavoured beers with grapefruits and pineapple and all this
grapefruit, lemongrass, melon.
I don't mind if you've got a pint that's got like a hint of something in, like some of the stouts. They'll put like a hint of chocolate in there.
Yeah,
and it with a stout.
I'll have a look out for that, Martin.
With a hint, just a hint of chocolate in a stout or coffee.
Oh yeah. Oh, coffee and chocolate stout. I've
never had either.
I remember going, and I can't remember. It's going to bug me.
Aldi, I think there were coffee stout, coffee or a chocolate stout. It's fucking gorgeous.
We'll have an Aldi nearby.
Black. I want to say black velvet, but it wasn't that. It was. I remember going in. I went in a pub. This is in Ireland, and they did. It was like a cocktail, and I don't like shit mixed with my beer. But they did, the only thing you put in a pint of Guinness is the top up of Guinness. That's it. You don't fuck with it. But they did a cocktail, and it was basically Bailey's in the Guinness, And
yeah.
oh no, it gets better, G. A depth charge of Jameson's.
Oof.
And the worst thing about it was they wouldn't serve it to you as half pints. So it was a pint.
Fuck me,
I could
man.
have ended up very, very, very pissed.
Yep.
Gary, Oakston's not bad. It's a nice drinking beer if you can find it cheap enough. I have tried Oakston's and it weren't bad. It weren't the best beer I've ever had.
Yeah,
But it weren't the worst.
It's a new beer, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they got it in some sort of shop, well, outlet, if you will, local to us, where stuff gets sold off cheap, and I think it was like quid 50 to a quid a bottle.
Mind you, Oakston, they're doing a stout now. He's done a stout.
That may have to be tried out.
Somebody did a review on it, I think it was a bit of a. I don't think the bloke liked Jeremy Clarkson, so it was let's have a fucking stick with knife.
I don't mind Clarkson.
The bloke went, "Oh well, it's not like Guinness."
Well, no.
Why would you brew a beer to be exactly like Guinness? There is already one that's like Guinness. It's called Guinness.
You don't buy Jet Black if you want Guinness. You buy fucking Guinness.
Yeah. But this lad was like 23, 24, and he's giving his opinion on Guinness. And I'm thinking, you haven't got a fucking clue.
Yeah. Weren't from Preston, was he?
No, he wasn't. He was actually Irish. Yeah.
But I love Guinness. I love Murphy's. And I do like Jet Black, as it's called these days. But all three of them are different drinks.
You see, Martin, I'm not a fan of Corona, but that is a perfect drink for like really hot weather.
Yeah, I've never had Corona.
It's not a bad beer.
San Miguel or Peroni. That's hot weather beer for me.
See, when it's this warm, I tend to stick away from stouts. Like you said earlier, they're a bit heavy for this time of year.
It is heavy. It is heavy on you. It's where you want something.
Something that's a bit lighter and got a bit of crispness to it.
I say a San Miguel is
Yeah.
It's near perfect because it's what it's brewed for.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's brewed as a light beer.
Yep.
And especially if you get the Spanish version that's 5.5%.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
The old wife beater, eh, Gary?
Yeah, Gary. Get your head out to these fucking shit beers and drink some decent fucking beer, for fuck's sake.
We just spoke about a whole slew of good beers there. And
I tell you what, Gary,
that shit.
In a bit,
Gary, get yourself some Trooper.
That is really nice. I'll tell you what I'll do for you, Gary. In a bit, I'm going to need a piss. So I'll piss
I'll get some Mackintosh.
I'll piss in a bowl for you, refrigerate it so it's ice cold, and then you've got a Stella Artois unfiltered. Because honestly, that stuff, all it ever does is cause fights. And it tastes... It's rancid.
I mean, Lisa will tell you that because she used to be a landlady. She ended up chucking somebody out because they were getting too rowdy on my pizza.
Yeah. Drink Stella for one of two results: a fight or a divorce.
D-Dub, if you're going to have Coke with anything, JD, otherwise known as a Lemmy.
And if you get yourself either that or get lemonade and put it with Applejack, then you've got like Appletiser.
I've not tried that Applejack yet.
That's dangerous. I did that. Yeah. Somebody bought me a litre bottle of Applejack.
Oh, fuck.
Honey Jack is dangerous.
You know, when we were doing
that only one is dangerous neat.
I used to just drink that from the bottle and finish that in one sitting.
Yeah.
I was doing the Misfit show with pints of lemonade that weren't all lemonade.
Mind you, I don't blame you.
In the bottom of the glass, there was about that much Applejack.
Mind you saying that, I can go through a bottle of peach fucking snaps in no time if I'm in mood.
If you really want to go for it, Gary, go back to what Martin said earlier and go and get yourself some proper Somerset Scrumpy. Just make sure you've got somebody to carry you out of the pub. Because
but Gary, that'll take 2 pints.
That much?
Yeah.
I remember being down in Somerset, in Taunton, mates down there. We went down there for a bike do. And we, being, the whole bike thing, you think, I can drink anything. I fucking know.
Yeah,
This local pub, local farmers, typical farmers pub, right? And they were giving us half pints of Scrumpy. And it was fine. It was a lovely summer's evening. Luckily, didn't take the bike down there. Well, where the pub was, when you came out the back of the pub from the beer garden, there was a wall between the house next door. I ricocheted off that wall all the way to the pavement.
Thought you were going to bed.
Yeah. Fox, your legs do not work.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's fucking dangerous.
I don't think it's a question of liking it though, Block. It's just, it was cheap.
Yeah. Back in the day, it was very fucking cheap.
It was cheap and it got you hammered if you drank enough of them.
But yeah, exactly. Anyway, Bill, what are you doing back here?
Yeah.
So I thought you'd gone to bed.
I was waiting for his soup to warm up.
Alex.
Indeed.
Yeah. Absolutely. A bit more choking than started.
Yeah, it does, Mark.
See, that was problem. Yeah, I can imagine, because that was the problem with the honey jack, is it just tasted of honey.
It's just a proper cider.
That Jack honey. I know. Ooh.
I remember I bought a bottle because it was cheap, and I was like, take a sip, and I'm like, oh, here. That was it.
Yeah.
One bottle, the whole bottle in one sitting, man, and that was it from then on. That was all I was drinking for a while. Too fucking easy, man.
When it gets to about 3 o'clock in the morning and my dad can't sleep, what he'll do is he'll make a cup of coffee and put some Jack in it. Oh, he has no trouble sleeping at all after that.
Yeah.
That is medicinal purposes.
Exactly.
You see,
that's his excuse and he's sticking to it.
I don't recommend this.
You can get away with it's medicinal purposes.
Yeah.
I don't recommend this, right? But there was one time, still living with my mum at the time, and I had an abscess on this side in the lower part of my jaw, but it was like this. It was right back here, so it was radiating right up into my temple.
Yeah,
and that was one of the worst pains I've ever had in my life, and I could not sleep. I mean, I was in fucking tears. I was literally punching myself trying to get any sort of relief. My mum ended up saying, right, I'm sure there's whiskey around here somewhere, because, like, as I said, my sperm donor used to work for Chivas, as in Seagram's, Chivas Regal.
Yeah.
So he used to get a bottle of that free every so often. And my mum had one still locked away in the cupboard somewhere. So she came back out and she poured me a good measure. It was like fucking about 2 fingers of Chivas Regal, and she went, right, take a sip, but don't actually swallow it. Just slush it round in your mouth. And I'm like, right, okay. Slushing it round. And then she says, and then drink the rest. I'm like, right, okay. And then she went, and take one of these. And it was a 5 milligram diazepam. Oh, I slept. I wouldn't, again, as I said, don't ever do it, but I fucking slept all right.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then the next day, the abscess burst during the night.
Yeah.
And the next day, my mate was having an empty. So I took the rest of the bottle of Chivas Regal up to my mates and drank it. He's like, what you got to drink, G? And I'm like, this. And he's like, ooh. I'm like, yeah, man. It's probably about 15 years older than it should be by now.
I haven't had any Chivas Regal for years.
Oh, it was
me neither.
Piss water, man. I mean, it's a blended malt, and yet you paid fucking ridiculous amounts of money for it. I'll never understand it.
It's about 30 quid a bottle now.
Don't waste your money. Just get yourself a decent single malt.
I mean,
for that price.
Yeah.
Fucking single malt.
Probably 15.
I mean, that's a blended malt, and it is pish.
I would not pay 30 quid for a blended.
Taste the chemicals.
It's funny you should say that, Martin. My mum had the same problem with her bottle of gin. It kept evaporating. She swore it was evaporating, so the bottle didn't seal properly. It kept evaporating.
That's same in this house when we get coffee cracking. That keeps evaporating.
That stuff.
I still need to try that stuff.
That is dangerous.
I really do.
Oh,
I need to try it.
Dude, that stuff is dangerous.
So I've heard.
Fucking that goes down so
I've heard that even the normal cracking is dangerous.
There is
coffee cracking.
Yeah.
There is one alcohol which is lethal to me and Bill, and I'm glad I don't drink anymore, and Bill will be glad of it as soon as I say this, and that is Calvados.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Calvados, proper farm Calvados from France, is about 80 to 90% proof. Is
that a cherry based?
No, it's apple.
Apple, right.
It's basically brewed from apples.
Right.
So imagine apple cider from like Somerset turned up to 11.
Oh.
They've taken Scrumpy and gone, that's a bit weak, that ought to turn up.
So it's more of an apple schnapps then?
Oh, this stuff, I tell you what, mate, I've drunk that stuff and it's so nice. But your legs stop working. Yeah, your legs stop working. Yes, Block, it is.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mind you, when we were down at Expo with you, G, when I went to see Ian for some coils, CC coils, he were handing out fucking shots of fucking Kraken as well.
I wish I'd known that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen that. I've seen somebody spill it on a bar and it actually burned the wood.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that stuff.
There's only a couple of other spirits that I've drunk that I like that.
But I've seen me on one New Year's Eve, a couple of bottles of beer just to get me started.
No, Tyler, don't ever give me.
Oh, fucking hell! Has he come back in?
Tyler, if you gave me, I'll give you a fact now. There's one drink turns me absolutely nuts.
That's usually the case with most people, Matt.
It's exactly what you just said.
Yep.
Yeah. Something I've never had either.
The worst combination of drinks I ever had years ago, and it was why I ended up going to prison, really, was Red Bull and vodka.
Yep.
Because
that'll do it.
that combined with not being on my meds at the time, schizophrenia, Red Bull, and vodka.
Mm-hmm.
My brain just...
I may have mentioned at work the other day that I know somebody that went to Monster Mansion and is schizophrenic. And they were like, oh shit.
That, Matt, is what we call in Glasgow Jekyll juice.
It's dangerous.
One New Year's Eve, we didn't go out, we just stopped in. Couple of bottles of beer just to get you started. So just something mellow. Something 4.5%, 5%, just start it off. After that, I started off on peach snaps. That was one before midnight.
That goes down too easy as well, peach snaps.
Yeah. And then I started on fucking amaretto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That goes down too easy as well. That's the problem.
Yeah, it weren't long before half a bottle of that had gone either. Yeah.
Tell you another good one.
I'll tell you what, I still didn't have an hangover next day.
Another lethal one that my nan used to give. This is my fucking nan again. My nan was a 4'11" alcoholic, I swear.
She were only 4'11".
Yeah, she was only 4'11". She used to give me Dr. Pepper and Cointreau.
Oh, fucking hell, that's a lethal combo.
Yeah, I was 10 years old.
Well, that's it, Martin. We're not fucking daft enough to drink it. We'll send it up there.
Martin, I love Bucky. And I never get a hangover with that stuff.
I've got to admit, no matter what I drink, how much I mix between beer, spirits, whatever, never had an hangover, ever.
We just need to find the right spirit, mate. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get any alcohol for a few weeks because I had to keep my money for this holiday.
Yeah.
But one of the first things I'm doing when I get back home is I'm getting a bottle of Bucky. And then I'll be ordering myself a couple of single malts.
What, you mean some of that?
Yes, indeed. I'll be ordering some of that. And maybe that Singleton again, because that Singleton was really nice. That was another one that was gone in 2 days.
Exactly, Martin. That Jameson I've got is nice. I think it's stout cast. That is fucking nice.
You see that?
Any Jameson's is nice.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous one there, Martin, because my genetics was always, I could drink a lot more than most people. And it got to a point where I could drink way more than most people should.
Yeah. I mean, there were one. Well, when I say party, it was a Halloween party, shall we say. Just started off on beer, nice and steady. And then I was offered some absinthe.
Quite possibly, Block.
And I think I went down about between half and 3/4 bottles of this absinthe. Yes, I may have been a bit tipsy, but next day...
Absinthe is dangerous stuff.
The thing is, Tyler, what I would say to you is this. don't ever try and drink like Bill or I used to. Ever. Please. Don't. Cause
Or me. Well, or any of us.
I didn't realise, but apparently I can put it away.
drink for yourself is the best advice I can give you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, because if you
Don't try and keep up with anyone.
I think I've told you
Absolutely
before. I used to go out when I was still doing. I was at uni, but I used to go out with the college lot.
Yeah.
Go out, and we went out on college. This 18-year-old's trying to keep up with me drinking. About 15, 20 minutes in, the first thing I see is he's lying on the floor against the bar, and he's pale, just gone white. We had to call. I had to call the doorman over. I said, "Look, just for fuck's sake," I said, "Don't just throw him out." I said, "Call an ambulance." He said, "Why?" I said, "He's got alcohol poisoning." He hadn't been in there that long. I said, "I'm telling you." I said, "He's got alcohol poisoning," and he did have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the risk. If you're trying to drink that much, you will.
One of the nights when we were last in Turkey there in October, now keep in mind, everything's cheaper alcohol-wise in Turkey, right?
Oh, yes.
The Turkish lira is, you've got a hell of a lot more of the Turkish lira to the pound. Just for myself, because the hotel we were staying at, you started your own tab.
Yep.
Right? So I started my own tab like about midday.
Yep.
By the time I went to pay my tab at the end of the night, it was about 2:00 in the morning. I had spent in British money 150 quid worth of alcohol just for myself. How much of that? How much can you buy for 150? That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. Over there,
not
over
here. Over there. That is a shit ton. And I didn't realise that I was drinking that much. That gave me a bit of a fright, actually, because when I went to pay the bill, I was like, how much? And he showed me, and he brought, because I was like, that can't be right. And he was like, no, look. And I was like, yeah, I remember buying that. Yeah. Holy shit. I was buying like rounds of fucking Jamesons and fucking. It got to I actually remember it got to a stage as soon as it hit after about 6, that was me. I was on to Jamesons and a pint. That was my order, a Jamesons and a pint. And that was me for the rest of the night. Jamesons and a pint, Jamesons and a pint.
Well, yeah, this is true. This is true. Well, one of the last times we went to Turkey, I'm you know, I'm going back about I don't know, how old's my lad? He's 24. So you're talking 28, 30 years ago, when there were a few more zeros on the Turkish lira.
Mm-hmm.
We found this bar and we called it the 39999 bar. 40 Turkish lira for basically half a pint. And it worked out to 27 pence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it was like piss water, but for 27 pence, you didn't mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I don't know what beer it was they were pouring over there.
No, but didn't it do a job? After 4 or 5 hours, yeah.
I don't know what beer it was they were pouring over there when we went, but it was really fucking tasty, man.
You know, it's like Martin said about Americans saying don't drink with the British because the British will win. I don't know what it is about Americans, but I've drunk with a few Americans over the years, and Americans can't drink. They're not.
See, that's why the certain person that we shall not name, he's not been in America for 15 years. He's been drinking European beer.
Yeah. I've been out drinking with Americans, and they usually 8 pints. That's they're about.
That's their limit. Yep.
7, 8 pints is for me on a night out. Was just getting.
You're just getting warm up then. I mean, I keep talking. DW keep saying he's coming over to Yorkshire. If he does, I'm going to have to take him for a night out round town. He'll not fucking last. Especially if I take him into a couple of pubs that have got proper Barnsley bitter.
FS, that was it. Thanks,
F,
Martin.
Yeah. F,
that is fucking lovely, that stuff.
Yeah. First time I went to Turkey, there were it were only a little seafront bar, and that's where he sold Fs. Fucking hell. I could drink that by the gallon full.
Lisa, in Nick's defence...
But he weren't just about it. He did food as well. And he showed us some pictures here, because he did cakes as well. Some cakes he did were like, wow. He were a proper fucking artist with cakes he were doing. And they were like, people don't want to eat them, but I make it for people to eat. Yeah, but look at what you're fucking doing. He was an absolutely lovely fella.
When we were there in October, I was getting up. As soon as it hit 12 o'clock, I was on the FS.
Yeah. Oh, we get, Nick, Jenny's Nick.
He does drink quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
He can put it away. He's one of the exceptions in America.
Jenny's Englishified him.
Yes. We'll get him sorted out. Well, of course she has. He drinks Dumba.
Which, we haven't done a show since. Massive congrats, Jenny and Nick.
Absolutely, yeah. Congrats to Jenny and Nick.
They are now officially
You're not watching, but
yeah, I think that's epic news. I'm really pleased with that.
No, I'm well pleased for them.
Yep.
Although Lisa may have got a text a day before anybody else were told. But
I'm pleased for a minute.
Yeah, but the good mates, but yeah, no.
The big day's happening in November.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Hey, Jenny, where's an invite?
It's happening in America.
Ah, fuck.
Yep.
I got a passport.
Get Nick to pay for the tickets and the passport.
The way they're doing it, they said, is they're going to make it official in America in November. Have a big party over there for all their American buddies and family, and then when they get back here, when Nick's over here, they're having another big party for everybody on this side of the pond.
Well, that's another excuse to go to Scouse Land.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and if Carcass aren't on tour, apparently Jenny knows a pub where Carcass frequent.
Would that be the pub just down the road from her?
The Crow?
I think so. No, I think White Swan or something, I think she said.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
That's
the one that's in the city.
Yeah.
That's the one that's just round the corner from the Everyman, where my mate works. Cool.
What the fuck have you been drinking, Gary? Well, yeah, obviously, family be first to know.
Gary will be talking about Baby Sham next.
Yep.
If he does, he's definitely fucking banned. Hey, it's unusual for Gary to actually fucking turn up.
The Cabin. Do you mean the Cabin Club? It's not cabin. It's cabin.
No, it's not cabin. It's cabin.
Yep.
With a verb.
Is Cabin Club not a gin?
I think so, yeah. As in virtual idiot, of which you are one, Gary.
No, he's not a virtual idiot. I've been
oh God, Bill,
I've been to Cavern, but we have, should I say? But I don't think it was the actual Cavern because it were it were only a few years back, 10, 11 years back.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was the actual Cavern. Yeah.
I've been past
because you've got the Cavern Club as it is now, and then across the street you've got the Cavern Pub. And we went there because some band we know, some localish band, shit, we're doing a battle of the bands. Yeah. We'll say no more about them because they're not even worth fucking naming.
The one that always makes me laugh with Scousers is you ever notice Americans always go to Liverpool and automatically think that every Scouser likes the Beatles or knows one of the Beatles.
Jenny can't stand them.
I said this to Jenny in the shop one day winding her up.
Mm-hmm.
And got the usual fuck off.
One of the first times we went to Liverpool, we just got a sandwich or whatever out of Greg's, and we just sat on this bench having a sandwich, finished sandwich, and I'd actually got one of my bigger mods back then. Taking a toot, but obviously it got one of the big tanks, one of the fucking cloud chuckers on it. And this fucking old Scouser who come on with, hey, mate, I thought you were on fire. No, fuck off.
You should have said, hey, calm down. Calm down.
I swear, right, Liverpool, cities have there's two stages. It's like Glaswegians, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You get the normal Glaswegian, like Jenny's, normal Glaswegian. Then you get the epitome of a Glaswegian who ends up walking on one leg because he's pissed that he's going in circles.
Yep.
And as an accent that nobody, including other Glaswegians, can understand. It's on some new language that they found at the bottom of the glass.
True.
And Scousers are the same.
Yeah.
You've got Jenny, who you can tell is from Liverpool, but
Jenny's accent is quite soft. But then again, I think it's quite soft because she's used to doing live streams.
And she used to do. She was in an office as well.
Yeah, she used to work for DWP.
Same as myself. I used to do customer service.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever known Jenny's accent come out was when she was getting angry one day in the shop with somebody who will remain nameless but worked there, shall we say.
His name didn't begin with the D, did it?
Might have done.
Talking of Scousers, I mean, when I used to work for a bank, there were quite a few there. And when we used to go for nights out or Christmas do, whatever, you could tell how drunk he was, with how squeaky his fucking Scouse accent got. By the end of the night, nobody understood a fucking word he was saying.
I personally, I think Edinburgh is the funnier accent in Scotland. Edinburgh's with the posh accent.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I've never been to Edinburgh, but yeah, when you watch the videos from people from that neck of the woods, they all try and talk in that posh Scottish accent.
Oh, the Milngavie accent.
That's the one, yeah.
Yes. Yes, we're not from Milngavie. We're from Milngavie.
It's the accent.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to visit Edinburgh.
It's a lovely
Edinburgh
place.
is lovely. It's gorgeous.
Especially at Old Town.
But
Old Town.
Yeah. The Old Town and even Princess Street, like the strip, is gorgeous. That whole area, the centre of Edinburgh, is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It just suffers from one problem. It's people.
Oh, I've had my orders.
I've been to Edinburgh twice now.
Been there a few times.
Once was in winter, and there weren't many tourists, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
It's another place, a bit like Dublin or Belfast. If you get tourists there,
exactly.
They're all related. All of a sudden, they're related to Robert Bruce or William Wallace.
Yeah.
But you get it over here. That you get an American, and they've got relations going back to the century, and you think, shut the fuck up, you idiot.
Place I used to work at originally. I'll say this. Originally, he was one of the union reps.
Okay.
It ended up being a supervisor. Anyway, he was Scottish, and apparently he was related to William Wallace. Yeah, all right.
He's doing well because nobody really knows who William Wallace was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will go to.
I remember.
We will go there again sometime. I mean, we've not been together, but I would like to go to Greyfriars.
It's
creepy place, man.
Oh yeah, but
like the old town. The old town, if you like architecture and the old town. I mean, it really is. Yeah. It really is.
Stunning.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you've seen the vlogs that we've done from York and that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it is for that. It is. You've got a camera, and I didn't have a camera when I was there either at the time. So, which was really annoying because some of the architecture there is just, it's stunning.
I mean, my ex-brother-in-law, his brother was getting married, and we loved Still Game, and Chewing the Fat, which was the one that Still Game came from. But my ex-brother-in-law's brother was getting married, so we had the stag do over in Edinburgh. And we started off in the Grassmarket, done a few of the pubs down there. And then we kind of moved up towards what's called the pubic triangle. And it's called that because it's like a three-way junction. And on each of the corners of that junction is a strip bar. So we all wanted to go in. Yep, we all went in. We all got a fucking lap dance. Yay. We nearly get kicked out because one of our mates tried to lick one of the strippers.
Right.
Yeah. So we nearly got kicked out. But
everybody's got that one, mate.
Oh, this guy's a legend, though.
All right, Bill. See you later, bud.
See you, Bill.
Take care of yourself.
But
you know where we are, bud.
We decided we were going to go to this chippy. Now, over here, Matt will tell you, right? Over here, if you ask for a sausage supper here in Northern Ireland, you will get link sausage, not battered, just a link sausage and chips. That's it. In Scotland, you get a sausage about it's a foot long and it's battered and deep fried and then a whole mass of chips. So we went to this chippy that used to be frequented by Billy Connolly, apparently, according to the owner.
So did
anyway, yeah. So we're in there and everybody's trying to decide what they're going to have. I get my usual, my chip and cheese. And my ex-brother-in-law's dad says, I'll have a sausage supper. I'll have a sausage supper. So that's fine. We're sitting waiting. We're all having a talking about each other, talking about the owners. The guy fucking gives him his fucking sausage supper. He opens it and he's like, Jesus fuck! The fuck is that? He says, I don't know whether to fucking eat this or take it home for the wife. He's expecting the little thing like that, the little fucking link sausage, no batter. And then the chips, no, you get a big fucking foot long covered in batter.
We went to York a couple of years back. On way back to hotel, we just called in some takeaway, blah 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 place, but they got a few tables. I can't remember if it was a Turkish chippy or whatever. We just got pie, chips, peas, gravy, whatever. And I tell you what, the pie were absolutely lovely.
Did you get sauce? Special sauce?
No, we didn't have any special sauce. Had a few nice pints in a decent pub that were playing punk and thrash metal, though.
Oh.
If you like your punk and thrash and you're in York, what's the name of that?
I'll need to see if this place is still there. But if you're going to go to Edinburgh, you have to, and I mean you have to go to this place if it's still there for a burger and chips. It is without a doubt the best burger I have ever had in my life. It was dear, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm going back to like 2003, 2004. And no, earlier, it was about 2002 actually. And even back then, it was about 12 quid for a burger and chips. So that was extortionate back then.
No, it weren't Kennedy's.
Holy fuck, was it worth it, man?
Oh, what was the name of that pub in York we went to? I'll tell you in a minute.
Martin's asking, was it Kennedy's?
No, it weren't Kennedy's.
I remember you and Lisa saying about this place.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I can remember what it was called. I'm just saying I can remember you saying about it. I can't remember what it's called, though.
I don't think we have, Gary. Don't recognise that name.
Let me find
most
it.
Most of the chippies here are mum and dad chippy shops.
Yeah.
They're not.
They're the best ones.
They're not chains.
Especially if they call the fish and chips in beef dripping.
Ours is like that. You pay a little bit more, because it's a local and all the rest of it. But
it's fucking worth it.
It's a saying, Artful Dodger.
That's the one, Artful Dodger.
Artful Dodger. But these little chippies, I'll tell you what, some of the food that you get out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it, Martin, Artful Dodger. Great little pub. I think a few nights a week they have a bit of a comedy night on upstairs. A couple of nights a week they have bands on. But all the music that they play sort of like weekends and that, it's just thrash and punk metal.
This is the establishment that you left to went and go and listen to pop songs.
Yeah. Yeah,
yes, I showed you.
left fielders in the disco listening to some fucking 90s pop shit.
I don't know what it is. I used to be able, if somebody had pop music on, like Britney Spears, whatever shit was on, I could put up with it. I hated it, but it was there. I could blank it. I'm now at a point where if somebody's got it on, it physically hurts my brain, I'm telling you.
No worries, Lisa.
Oh.
No, I, over here, when I first started coming over here, the local here in Guildford is the Castle pub. It's literally just round the corner. Well, everywhere's literally just round the corner in Guildford, but to be fair, it's that small. But when I first started visiting, we always went round the back of the pub because in the back they've got like the pool table. So we always went in there and played pool and drank. But they had the jukebox. And I'm sitting going through it and I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. And it's all the pop shite and it's all country. And then I was like, Korn? Slipknot? Oh, I'll put a fucking tenner in that, thank you. I took control of the fucking music in that place. You could see people walking in to have a game of pool and they're just walking straight back out again.
Yeah, that what nightclub we ended up in? Fucking Pop World. Oh, now.
I don't know. It just nowadays, it just gets in my head and it's like, no.
Yeah. Well, put it this way. The fucking music that we were playing was that bad. I had to keep going outside for a vape and just putting some fucking Exodus or whatever on just to fucking cleanse my ears.
Yeah. To be your brain out, yeah.
Yeah. And then I mean, Artful Dodger is literally a 2-minute walk from Pop World. Yeah. And it's like, good music.
I mean, even when we went to Turkey last year, I went with my sister and her man, my niece and my nephew, and my niece's boyfriend. And my niece's boyfriend fucking loved the guy because his favourite band in the world, Queen. I'm like, you've got a good one there, love. You've got a good one. So they were doing a karaoke night in the pub at the hotel we were at. And everybody's getting up and they're singing fucking House of the Rising Sun and fucking Simon and Garfunkel, which I didn't mind, you know. It was all the typical karaoke songs.
Yeah.
And then my niece's man, Cameron, goes up and he's like, I want to do this one. And then he comes back to me and he didn't say anything except to me and he went, he's got a bit of paper with the song that he picked and it was Under Pressure, Queen. And I'm like, do you want to do a duet? I was like, you do Freddie, I'll do David Bowie. And he's like, yeah, man. We got up and we fucking done I wish we'd got it in camera because it was fucking brilliant, man.
Awesome.
This boy has some fucking vocal range.
Yeah.
And I done my best David Bowie impression. It was fucking brilliant.
Martin, yeah, even in York it was fucking like that. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Mind you, we can't complain really. One of the people we were out with, we've been to all pubs we wanted to go to. She was 22. This is the type of establishment she wanted to go to.
Nah.
You've got to educate them while they're young.
Yes.
I put Ministry on in the car, right? Gwendolyn's headbanging in the back. See, you educate a child young.
Yeah. That's parenting 101 right there.
Well, we tried to. But then again,
in my case, probably.
But then again, her fucking mum's a Geordie, so what do you expect?
Well, poor kid.
So
yeah, exactly.
My mum is 65, right?
Oh, 65. 19, not 22.
Right, so keep in mind, my mum's 65. I'm doing the doom scroll on Facebook, and this is just earlier on today, and I didn't even know this. I'm scrolling through Facebook, and then it comes up with Anthrax's page, for their merch store. I'm flicking through it.
Not for the new album.
And it says Carol Ann follows this page. I'm like, no fucking way. My mum fucking follows Anthrax. I mean, I knew she liked her metal, but I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Well,
she taught me well.
Yeah. I mean, if my mum was still alive and she did Facebook, I mean, she wouldn't have done. But anyway, she'd have been following Maiden.
Yep. My mum is still massive Maiden fan.
Oh,
massive Maiden fan. It was her that got me into Maiden.
Yeah.
Her and my uncle on my 8th birthday. My uncle got me the World Slavery Tour vinyl.
Oh,
with
nice.
The double EP, double LP.
Yeah.
And no, my mum got me the vinyl, and my uncle got me the video for my 8th birthday.
Live After Death.
Live After Death. That was, I mean,
the first time.
Good parenting right there.
Absolutely. Yeah. First time I heard Maiden be about 1980-ish.
Yeah.
Tommy Vance, Friday Rock Show.
Oh, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. There was a fucking dude and a half.
If one person...
Tommy Vance in his leather pants.
Tommy Vance did more for fucking like rock and metal.
Yep.
There's only one other
really
man
did.
I will give credit to, apart from him.
John Peel.
John Peel.
Yep.
Without John Peel, you think what bands we wouldn't have had?
Yep.
Exactly.
Tommy Vance for metal, John Peel for anything alternative.
Yeah.
Those two between them.
Well, I mean, he were John Peel. They got fucking Napalm and Carcass on radio.
And if it wasn't for John Peel as well and Kenny Everett, I think the Undertones wouldn't be as big as they were.
Undertones, because I've got
Kenny was
called
Queen as well.
Queen. Kenny was Queen. Yeah. He played Bohemian Rhapsody back to back.
Yeah.
He was like, it's so good and it's so long and I don't even care. We're going to listen to it again.
3 times in a row.
That's it. The two or three sort of grindcore, hardcore albums that John Peel put out, the Hardcore Holocaust.
Yeah.
Fucking good albums there, but. So you've got Napalm, Doctor and the Crippins, Doom.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking classic bands.
Tommy Vance, that man was destined for radio with that voice, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck, he had an amazing voice.
If any man on the face of this earth, or any person on the face of this earth, had the voice for radio, it was Tommy.
Was just, I mean, I've got a load of tapes in garage. When
agreed, Martin.
I actually recorded the live sets, and one of them is Anthrax, Agent Steel, Crimson Glory. I've got that in garage somewhere.
Fucking hell, man. Of course, you probably put it in a fucking tape deck and it'll just go and spit the fucking... You'll just see all the iron oxide getting spat out.
one that Gary won't understand. You'll have to get your pencil out and wind it back, mate.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell, we've all been through that pain.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that, and on the other one, using tapes that were shit, that you didn't like the band, and sticking a bit of tape over the...
yeah. I remember I nearly got fucking grounded one time because I used to do that as well. I used to record the rock show.
Yeah.
But I used one of my dad's fucking, I can't even remember what album it was, but it was one of his fucking favourite band fucking tapes. And I done exactly that. I put the bit of sellotape over the fucking tabs and recorded over it. Because I never had any tapes. I couldn't afford them.
I can't think of the album.
Fucking Sony 90s. Fucking hell.
My dad was a big jazz fan. He was into like all the old jazz, like, and it's only recently I've listened to actually some jazz, like Miles Davis stuff, and I actually got some respect for Miles Davis. He was very clever at what he did.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of jazz, but there's odd jazz I can listen to.
Well, it was the John Peel show that got me nearly beaten up. I decided to record the John Peel late night bit on my dad's Miles Davis set, which was the Blue, was it Blue for You or something album? I recorded straight over the top of his album. That did not go down well.
Holy shit.
It for that one.
For me, Martin, it depends how it's used.
Agreed, Block.
I think the jazz, jazz is a difficult one because I think you've got to learn
jazz.
to understand it.
No.
You've got to learn to understand sort of Miles Davis because he did such a
bit of Miles Davis, I don't mind. A bit of Django, I don't mind.
John Coltrane.
Yeah.
I mean, they were some amazing musicians. They really were amazing.
I used to love the big band jazz.
Yeah. I mean, digital music.
Yep.
Yeah, it's easier for people like me and G to record music.
Oh, yeah.
But he's keeping that, if you will, that humanization to it, not fucking editing everything to the grid.
Mm-hmm.
I would still say one of the greatest drummers of all time, regardless of genre, it's got to be Buddy Rich.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I know that goes against everything of the drummers that I'm into, but Buddy Rich as a drummer, I mean, he could play.
Well, the thing is, Buddy Rich influenced most of the drummers you're into.
That man had a heart attack.
4 different beats at the same time.
Yep. And that man had a heart attack mid solo.
My dad
and
was
you can actually see him going white and sweating buckets.
That was at the
moment.
Palladium.
Yep. You can see when it happens, but he finishes the set and then goes to the hospital and finds out, you had a massive coronary.
I can tell you this now. 1979, my mum and dad were at the concert when he had the heart attack.
When it played him that Tommy Cooper had his heart attack and died on stage.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Mum and dad were there when he did it. And dad said when he was playing and you could see literally the sweat flying off him. It's
on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Unbelievable.
There's old footage of him because they filmed.
No, Martin, Lars is not a good drummer.
No.
There's no need for that, Martin. No need at all, you bastard.
You only have to listen to parts of that last album. You can hear where he's been fucking sample replaced.
Lars Ulrich.
I used to love Metallica, but the best thing that happened to that band was when Joey Jordison had to step in.
Yep.
I mean, you can see.
Well, that's probably the tightest they ever were.
Into where you got Joey Jordison, Dave Lombardo.
Yep.
3 or 4 other drummers. They all stepped in.
And it was the tightest they'd ever been. And everything was at the right tempo.
Yep.
Everything was at the right tempo as well.
You're not wrong there, Block.
No, he has. He's definitely got worse over years.
Basically, what Lars Ulrich did, he watched Buddy Rich, saw what Buddy Rich was doing, completely ignored it,
Buddy Rich and Filthy Animal.
Yeah, but the thing is, Buddy Rich was like big band and all that before he went and did his own stuff. Filthy Animal Taylor was playing pots and pans on his mum's kitchen floor. And
Even when he was in Montreal.
Our old drummer from my blues band, that's how he played, how he learned. His favourite drummer, funnily enough, Buddy Rich.
Yeah.
Phil, to me, Phil, he's not the greatest drummer. He never was, bless him. But I loved Phil for the attitude and the pure.
Absolutely. I mean,
he just didn't give a fuck.
It's like Buddy Rich. How many drummers has he influenced? Bill Ward, Charlie Watts,
Ginger Baker,
Nico McBrain.
Basically, if you're a drummer, you're going to idolise Buddy Rich.
Absolutely.
If you
There's no doubt. I mean, nobody has ever
Buddy Rich.
The technical side of drumming, nobody has come close. There's who's the other one we done? Gene Krupa was another one we had.
Well, if you look back at the video, well, it weren't video, it was a documentary, the Studio 606.
Yeah.
It's like what Dave Grohl said. No, it weren't Dave Grohl, it were drummer out of Rage Against the Machine, Brad. He says, well, we were influenced by these people, and then we looked at who they were influenced by, and that's where our influences come from.
Yeah,
and that's
it's funny.
You keep looking. You look at you look at rock and roll, and you go back to the great blues artists and Delta blues and
But it's funny Gary mentioning Taylor Hawkins, the Foo Fighters, because when he learned about the odd time signatures, he learned that from Stuart Copeland.
Yeah. Oh,
Stuart Copeland learned that from
Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich, sorry. Buddy Rich. Yeah. So it all just goes full circle. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I've always admitted this. The Police are one of my guilty pleasures.
Mm-hmm. I think they're an amazing band.
Yeah.
Stuart, just listen to Stuart Copeland.
Yeah.
That guy was a mad genius, man.
Yeah. Musically, I think the Police are excellent. What I don't like
I was watching one of the videos. I think it were on Drummill channel. With Stuart, and he said, "I'm paraphrasing." He basically said, "Right, I'm going to do what Sting tells me today, and then within half an hour, I was just doing what I fucking wanted."
Yeah, he said Sting hated him because Sting hated him going off the beaten path. You know, he wanted them to stick to that time signature. You know, don't overcook anything. And he would go, right, okay. So he'd start the set off, like you said, I'm going to do what Sting told me. And then he'd basically just go, nah, fuck it.
Fuck this.
I'm going to throw in this offbeat here, this mad time signature.
Now, I've got to admit, Stuart Copeland is one of my favourite non-rock / metal drummers.
Same here. That guy was fucking phenomenal. Still is.
Well, same with all of them. I mean, Andy Summer, one of my favourite guitar players, not a rock guitar player.
Yep. And Stuart Copeland's also a phenomenal producer. If you go back to the album Antipop by Primus, there's a couple of tracks on it that really stand out, and it's the ones that Stuart Copeland produced.
That's true, Martin.
Yeah, phenomenal bass player though, and fantastic singer. The problem is
he's up his own ass.
His personality.
Good songwriter. good bass player, just not far. But typical lead man, up his own ass.
However, he knows that folk don't like that, and I think that's the punk thing in him.
Yeah, he does play up to it.
He knows that he rubs people up the wrong way, so I think he does put it on. Because if you watch a show called Prepare People, there's a Scotsman about to say the word murder. If you watch a show called Only Murders in the Building, Sting appears in the show as himself.
Is it on Channel 11?
No, it's on Netflix. No, it isn't. It's on Disney. Sorry. Anyway, but yeah, it is hilarious. He just totally plays a parody of himself.
Yeah. The one interview I saw with Sting years ago, and the question that the interviewer asked was, "Where did you learn to play?" He said, "On the linoleum."
Huh?
Lino. Yeah.
Oh, Gary, Nick Mason. Holy fuck.
Underrated.
If nobody has seen it yet, go watch the remastered Pink Floyd at Pompeii. The sound quality and visual quality is incredible.
Yeah.
I have it.
I have seen Nick Mason in a different light.
I have watched the original one.
You will see him in a different light.
Yeah.
Yep. It is gorgeous, man. Gorgeous.
Nick Mason is a bloody good drummer.
There's one point, I can't remember what track it is they're playing. It might even be, I think it's One of These Days. But he's playing the beat and the stick just goes pew, and without even breaking beat, he just goes grip, picks another stick, and you don't even hear a fuck up of any sort. There's not even a missed beat or a missed hit anywhere. He just goes, you literally see the stick go, and he just goes grab back into it.
I mean, I've never made it a secret. I'm not a big Pink Floyd fan.
Oh, I love Pink Floyd, man.
But I can appreciate what they do.
Mm-hmm. Richard Wright, if you ask me, he is Pink Floyd. That guy is responsible for their sound. It's not Dave Gilmour. It's not Roger Waters. It's not Nick Mason. It's Richard Wright. He is the sound of Pink Floyd.
Richard is so underrated.
Yep. Especially when you watch that performance or any live performance of Pink Floyd, you'll see how much that guy actually does musically, and how, if you just think about if you took Richard Wright out of that band, it wouldn't be the same band. They'd just sound like any other fucking band at the time. If you took Richard Wright out.
Yeah. Symphonic metal, I'm not a big fan. I've got to be moved for it.
Oh.
I mean, I don't mind a bit of Nightwish.
I like a wee bit of Nightwish.
And Lacuna Coil.
Not a big fan.
Christina Scabbia.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the front women, yeah. Fleur Jansen, I would gladly die of snoo snoo. That is how I want to die. Snoo snoo from Fleur Jansen. Can someone please organise it? But I'm not a huge fan of symphonic.
Nah. And there's a reason why Bill likes Battle Beast.
I see his reasoning.
Not going to disagree.
Oh, Tubular Bells, man. Holy fuck.
Yeah. I've actually got
a cover of Tubular Bells Part 1.
I have got that album downstairs.
I think I've got it in a playlist on my channel, but it wasn't me that recorded it. I played on it though.
Yeah, downstairs in my vinyl, I have got Part 1 on vinyl.
That album taught me bass along with Overkill Part 2.
Yeah.
That and Tubular Bells was what taught me bass.
Cool.
But no, as much as I love Igor for the classical element, I'm not a huge symphonic fan at all.
I know a good band for us to go and get Gary to listen to. Who's he on about now? One guy, great. Michael. I've got a band for you to go and listen to, Gary.
Shepherd Rain?
No. Older.
Jeezy Allen?
Fucking hell, no, I'm not going to be that cruel. Dr. Feelgood.
Oh yes.
Go and watch the Clockwork Mouse himself.
Holy fuck, man!
And still probably of all time one of my favourite frontmen ever, who had more fucking attitude than anybody I've ever seen, is Lee Brillo.
Yep. Any punk. You watch any punk guitarist that moves about on stage, and I guarantee you they idolise this guy.
Yep.
Lee Brillo, as a frontman, always came on stage. And I think the reason nobody ever came on stage. Would you have fucked with Lee Brillo? Because he looked like he was about to knife somebody. Every fucking gig. He looked that angry.
Yeah.
The attitude that man had was unbelievable.
Wilco, man. Wilco Johnson.
Oh, Wilco. Fucking awesome, Wilco. Absolutely.
That was the hugest.
I mean, will Wilco the best guitarist in the world? No. But did he have fucking stage presence? Fucking yes.
It wasn't even just the presence, it was how he acted the guitar. It was the attack. It was just the attitude.
Yeah.
And the attitude that came out of the guitar because how hard he was
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'll
agree there, Gary, the best front man of all time, Freddie, without a fucking doubt.
I mean, that's why I did it. I mean, I love Wilco. That's why I had to do a Dr. Feelgood cover back in early days at Channel. Yeah, Martin, fucking Cannibal Corpse, an absolute awesome band live. We went to see him back in the last year.
Yeah, love Cannibal Corpse.
What it? 4 bands on that night. Cannibal Corpse, Municipal Waste. They're good live. They are good live.
They've got a real old school sound.
Yeah, they've got that old school sort of thrash crossover sound to them. Fucking good live. I'll definitely go and see Municipal again.
There's a channel. If none of you
know what is he doing? See you later, dude. We're going to be finishing in a short while anyway.
There's a channel called Art with an E at the end. It's a French channel. They do a lot of music, live music shows that they cover, and they've been covering a lot of like Hellfest, and they've done Wacken as well. But they've been showing. What was the most recent one that's on just now? The big one. Is it Hellfest that's on just now?
I think.
Yeah, I think Hellfest is just finished. Donington's just finished. Well, we don't.
It might have been that then, but it was not a band that I really, really like. But live, holy fuck. They started. I was watching a few of the other bands that were on, and 3 Inches of Blood came on. Holy fuck, are they good live? Yeah, Ian Jury.
Yeah. Oh, Ian Jury were awesome, and
as a lyricist, Ian Dury,
genius.
Absolutely fucking awesome. Absolutely up there. His bass player. What's his name? What Roy? He's the same bass player that ended up in Wilco's band towards the end of Wilco's career. No, right. What Roy? That's him.
Well, no, he wasn't just a poet of his time.
He carried on right until his death.
He was a poet.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of his poetry books here.
Mm-hmm. He wrote some incredible poetry.
Fucking love Ian Dury. Absolutely love Ian Dury.
The Bus Driver's Prayer. If you don't know what that is, Gary, go and look up on YouTube. The Bus Driver's Prayer. It's funny.
I think you should share that with Craig tomorrow.
The Bus Driver's Prayer. It's a typical Londoner's attitude, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
absolutely enjoyed it.
He suffered with disability all his fucking life.
Yeah, he was never healthy.
No.
Did not fucking stop him.
Not a day in his life was he healthy.
There's a story about when he went into films, he was doing a film with Bob Hoskins. Now, Bob Hoskins had a reputation as being a bit of he didn't mind having a fight if he needed to.
Yep.
And they were in Germany, and there was a bit of a punch up because they'd gone to this party which was meant to be an aqua themed party. You can imagine it with Ian Dury.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
And the manager calls Bob Hoskins over the next morning. Calls him over. He went, your friend, Mr. Dury. Yeah, what about him? He went. There was a fight last. Well, how do you know it was him? He said because there's flip flops and. Ian Dury started hitting people with flip flops.
Oh, Ian Dury, absolutely. Ian Dury is a fucking legend. He was a fucking legend in his own lifetime, the man now.
And I've yet to this day to find out because Ian Dury always had somebody. He had somebody who sort of protected him on stage.
Yep.
Known as the Strangler.
Yep.
Nobody's ever found out who it was. Find out who that was. But apparently, there's no instance where Ian had fucking smacked people with his stick. Literally, to crack people around the side of the head. He just didn't give a fuck.
Oh, I mean, some of the songs that fucking Blockheads come our way. Oh. I want to be straight.
Reasons to be cheerful.
Part 3.
Yeah, but it was the lyrics that he came up with. The lyrics were so.
Yeah, but Gary, Ian didn't give a shit. He would write whatever he want, no matter what the fucking time period is.
Yeah, but the thing, you say they wouldn't be played today, but the thing is, he did a song called Spasticus
Autisticus.
Right, and he did that for the Special Olympics, and the BBC banned him, saying it wasn't right because it put down disabled people. Go and listen to the lyrics in that song. It's actually saying just because you've got a disability, don't let it hold you back. Don't let it hold you down. Yeah. Get out there, do what you fucking want, and fuck anybody who tells you not. Yeah. That's what he
was.
So what did Ian do? He just went on tour and played it anyway. So fuck
absolutely. Fucking awesome song that is.
You could do a whole show, Gary, on good songs by Ian Dury.
Yeah. Well, I mean, before that, were Kilburn and the High Roads.
Yeah, Kilburn and the High Roads. Although Ian did kind of split that band up with his constant arguing.
Split it up and then form blockheads.
Yeah. The film they did, Sex, Drugs and Rock and Roll, with Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Andy Serkis.
That's a good film, that is a good film.
He was fucking brilliant, Andy, in that.
He was, yeah.
He's so good at doing those sort of parts. Like, he obviously did the Gollum thing and all of that, but when he played, he got the limp right, he got the arm movements right, he got everything to perfection.
Mm-hmm. Do you know another one that's like that? It's all about what's the name of the? It's Good Vibrations.
Yes, yeah.
About the record store up in Belfast, and the name escapes me now, and I should remember this. But anyway, it's basically about the record shop. It was the only punk record shop that you could go to in Belfast, and
I know which one you mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as soon as you say it, I'm gonna kick myself. But anyway, it was the record company, the record shop that signed the Undertones, but the owner. It's basically set during the Troubles.
Yeah.
You could probably look on. I mean, I dare say you could find stuff on YouTube about them.
I'm going to say, yeah.
To be fair, if you do a deep dive on YouTube, you can find just about anything.
When there was still Smile, there'll be stuff talking about.
Yeah. But from what I've heard from them, you're not likely to get it from them because they didn't like the band back then.
Another good documentary to see. It's a documentary rather than it's about Dr. Feelgood. Is Oil City Confidential.
That's brilliant.
That is fucking awesome. That's
awesome. Terry Hooley.
Terry Hooley. Yeah, that's who it was about. Yeah. And Richard Dormer, who's from Portadown, which is the next town over from me. Also went on to Game of Thrones and other big things. He played Terry Hooley.
I'm not hitting you with my rhythm stick at all.
And this movie is fucking brilliant because it's basically about punk at the time during the Troubles, how punk kind of got people away from it, away from the whole political thing, and it's just a beautiful movie, but really feel good.
Oh,
yeah, my fucking internet crapped out there.
I thought we were going to tell them.
Well, according to this, the label was, and the shop was Good Vibrations. There you go.
Good Vibrations, yeah.
Yeah, Good Vibrations, yeah. I remember
I'm sure
that.
It was called something else, but maybe it became something else.
But
well,
yeah, if anybody's into Feel Good or that sort of pub rock scene, Oil City Confidential is definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, it's a great film.
And also, if you like punk, check out the videos that I'm putting up on my YouTube channel just now. It's my old punk band doing punk covers.
Yeah, I need to share them out.
On a potato can.
Busy the last couple of weeks.
From way back in 2004. No, 2010. Sorry, because that's when I moved over here.
Are you going to say about the Irish punk thing? You can't miss out Stiff Little Fingers.
No,
Stiff Little Fingers.
Jake Burns. Jake Burns is an absolute legend of a man.
Yep.
Stiff Little Fingers, Undertones. Absolutely. Yeah. Fucking great, man.
I just love Jake's attitude, especially one of the concerts they played in Belfast in '78. They turned up, the British Army said, well, you can't play because there's been a bombing. And Jake Burns went, well, we're playing anyway, fuck them. Would you really argue with Jake, a pissed off Jake Burns? Because
No.
Not really, no.
Not back then.
He's a big old boy, man.
Yeah.
You are liable to end up with the guitars planted straight around the side of your head.
I mean, that's like trying to argue with Sham 69 back in 79. You're not going to play this gig in London. Yeah, we fucking are.
Sham 69.
All the subs.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. UK subs.
And we stole half of their crowd when we played the Wicker Man.
No wrong with that, son.
There's been so many good punk bands over the years. Really has. Yeah. I know, people like Jake Burns and Stiff Little Fingers, like they had such a valid point with a lot of their songs that they were saying.
I mean, back in the day, you could even sort of label Squeeze in that sort of era.
Yeah, Squeeze
and the Stranglers.
Oh yeah, Stranglers. Fucking damn right.
Because although they weren't out and out punk, they still had that ethos,
that attitude.
The attitude was 100% punk.
There were
looking on the beach,
they did do
looking
proper
at the
punk tunes.
beach.
Yep, they did do proper punk tunes, but they were more or less just about the attitude.
Yeah.
I tell you, another band people don't think of as punk, and that is Motorhead. And Motorhead, there's a lot of punk in that.
Absolutely. Well, exactly. Motorhead were never a metal band. They were a rock and roll band.
Mm-hmm. Napalm Death, they started out as a punk band.
Yeah, they did.
And thrash came about from punk.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, thrash metal were Motorhead and punk mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
And Lemmy just didn't give a fuck what you called it, really.
Yeah. I'm just playing rock and roll. Fuck you. Oh,
yeah, but look
I mean, I've got a couple of the Headcat albums.
Yeah.
They're definitely worth checking out. Yeah, Headcat.
I love Headcat, great. And you think the songs were like the songs that Headcat did.
True, Gary.
Lemmy's voice with some of those songs, it's not going to...
Yeah, Pogues were a punk man, especially in the early days.
Shane McGowan was a punk till the day that fucking peeled the hole back.
I mean, the band you mentioned on previous shows, Dubliners.
Dubliners were their attitude was definitely anti-establishment.
Yeah.
And they had more of a reputation for drinking and party and rabble rousing.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
They're a right bunch of fucking hooligans. Usually ended up scrapping with each other.
Yeah.
Typical Irish band, really. They ended up punching.
I think there's storms going on somewhere because my internet, according to this, is at full bar. And yet I'm losing connection.
It's a bit still here at the minute.
There must be a storm somewhere.
Yeah. It is 10 to 1, so I think we'll call it at that.
I don't want a bit of the wolf tones, Gary. Yeah, they're not
how the fuck did we get to 10 to 1?
Well, we went past 12 and 11.
Well, yeah, that is true. Well, yeah, Space Rock and Oatwind. Don't get my started on fucking Oatwind, for crying out loud. We'll be here for another 7 hours.
Brian Blessed doing...
Brian Blessed does Oatwind. Oh, Jesus Christ.
He did the Sonic Attack.
Yeah. I know he did.
He did the voiceover for Sonic Attack, and you've got... I had it turned up the other day, and you've got Brian Blessed's voice over, like, Hawkwind. It's just so fucked up. It's...
Well, that's it. You got Brian Blessed doing that, and then you got fucking Christopher
Lee.
That's it, Christopher Lee doing a fucking metal album.
Charlemagne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About Charlemagne.
Which, I'm not being funny, fuck me, did his voice suit that?
Absolutely.
He was more metal than half the people in metal.
Yeah. He were awesome, Christopher Lee. Whether he were doing music or...
Oh, his acting roles, he was...
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or his undercover military roles.
His crowning glory, though, acting-wise, if you ask me, was Saruman.
Yeah.
I think he was amazing. Yeah, he did an amazing job.
I know he done some amazing roles, but holy fuck.
That was probably, I'd agree. I think that was...
Because he actually knew J.R. Tolkien.
Yep.
He actually knew him.
Luke Kelly was the original lead singer of the Dubliners. We nearly had a riot over here in Dublin a couple of years ago because somebody decided to deface Luke Kelly's monument.
Oh, fuck.
And it ended up with all a lot of the travellers.
No, that is fucking something you don't do.
They were ready to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
That's not.
That's like going to Glasgow and taking the fucking traffic cone off of the fucking Duke's head and
Exactly.
Street.
Yeah, there was no need for that. Whether you like Luke Kelly or not, I'm a big fan of Luke's, but bless him. But you don't do shit like that.
No.
And it was painted orange. I think it was something to do with the fucking anti-oil campaigners. Yeah,
probably.
Who seem to just deface anything, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, once we start getting into back into doing stuff at a second channel, we will go down to Stoke-on-Trent and go and visit Lemmy statue.
Yeah.
That is definitely on the plan, but
so pleased.
You know what it's like with fucking real life and shit. You know what's been happening over the last few fucking months.
Real life always takes over, mate.
Yeah. So second channels had to take a bit of a back step for now. But yeah, we have got plans for a second channel. Yeah, get there.
They're not real campaigners, Gary. They're just arseholes.
Yeah.
We should have the same attitude as like Germany and other places. If you glue yourself to the road, they just cut a circle round the person's hand and let them walk away with a bit of the road and then fill the road in.
No, bollocks to that. Just cut the fucking hand off.
Hey, hold on, we're not doing Sharia law. I just drive home. This is the trouble. This is where we've gone wrong in this country. Rather than actually police turning up, arresting the people and saying, fuck off, dickhead, you shouldn't be in the road, we're protecting the people who are in the middle of the road. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Well, put it this way. If any of these just stop oil fucking dickheads, stop me in the middle of the road, I'll go down to local fucking motor shop or whatever you want to call it. Buy a fucking kind of Castrol tool shop and just pour it over the fuckers. Get out of my fucking way.
It's like, did you see the ones that threw the paint over the fucking stuff in the Louvre?
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
why? I get.
What is the point in that?
I get.
Exactly. I mean,
people should be allowed to campaign for whatever they do. I get that. I believe in that. But I don't believe. I mean, I've got strong thoughts on certain things, political-wise. But I don't. If you're going to go and just deface works of art or deface things like,
Well,
then you're a cunt.
yeah,
You're a cunt.
I mean, it's like you've got all these certain Green Party people complaining that a certain plasticine organisation, yes, they call it plasticine, are being classed as a terrorist organisation for breaking into a RAF base. What the hell do you fucking think? Don't break into a fucking RAF base, for crying out loud.
It would have been funny years ago if you broke into like a military base or a RAF base, you would either get shot.
I was just going to say they do have license to shoot.
And if it had been in my dad's day, then it'd been my dad, you would have got shot. I guarantee it. There wouldn't have been this about.
Why are they calling this organisation a terrorist organisation? Well, yeah, they broke into a fucking RAF base. What the fuck do you expect, dickheads?
Mm-hmm.
You wanted the news time. Guess what? You've got
it.
Yeah, but not for the reasons you hoped.
Fucking dickheads. But no, I'm all for people protested. There's a place for that. It's called Speaker's fucking Corner.
People have the right to protest.
Exactly.
You've got the right. Yes, I agree. You should have the right. Whether I agree with what you're protesting, well, that's different.
But that's what we call freedom of expression.
You're within your rights to have that.
Yeah.
You're not within your rights to criminally damage works of art and monuments and.
Nope.
And then you go, this is why people are so angry, because the police are standing there with these people. Oh,
and
would you like a blanket? Are you cold?
Well, it's like them fucking last year. Fucking pouring that fucking spray paint over fucking Stonehenge.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What the fuck is Stonehenge? What is this? Anti-fucking... Is it? I mean, because it's a pagan monument. Is it anti-pagan or druid? So are they attacking me? I'm pagan in my beliefs. So does that mean that you're attacking me?
Yeah, it makes me laugh. Oh, this is a Christian country. No, it's a pagan country that got taken over by Christians.
Yeah. It's a democratic country.
Exactly.
Oh dear. Yeah, I think we should call it because it's Lisa's.
Yeah, I think we'll call it to that.
Yeah.
We're near enough to 4 hours, so yeah. You guys want to say your goodbyes?
Yeah, I can quick goodbye if you want.
We'll let Matt have his rant on his own show tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we'll rant tomorrow, do not fear.
Yeah, just go check out the YouTube channel. There's quite a few videos that I put up recently, so go check them out, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, show tomorrow, usual time on my channel, so there's bound to be a rant, because I've got a couple of things I want to rant about tomorrow, actually.
Oh, dear.
It's all Bill's fault. We're blaming Bill because he's not here. Lisa,
it's always Bill's fault.
Why are you saying sorry?
Nah, no need.
What? No.
If you're not good, you're not good.
No. Health comes before show, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I shall see anybody who's coming over tomorrow. If you don't come over, well, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
I shall send Gwendolyn round to attack you.
Oh, fuck.
Damn, why did I not think of that? Yeah, go look at the videos on my channel, or fuck you. There you go.
Yeah.
Here's Matt.
More Scottish attitude, you see. You need more of that. Right, away you go, Lee.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for coming, including that fucking dickhead Scott.
Yeah.
I've got a vlog coming out later today, Sunday. Music shop that we recently visited. twice.
No, Block, no, that was a suggestion. It was a Scottish suggestion, though.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
Gwendolyn's was definitely a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mess with the Gwendolyn, for fuck's sake.
It's small and angry.
And Irish.
Yep.
Irish. Don't forget that. Yeah, I've got a vlog coming out later today, so go and check that out. It's a fucking great little music shop. And we only saw part of it, crying out loud. Proper little Aladdin's cave. Only one thing wrong with it. It's in fucking Manchester.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's over on the dark side.
Moss side?
No, it's this side of Manchester.
Oh, right.
It's just this side at Mancunian Way. So it's not quite town centre. It's not Moss side. So we're good. It's actually not far from university. So you get a few university kids playing fucking Metallica riffs.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. But apart from that, it's a fucking good shop and it's a good vlog. Go and check it out. Yeah. Got that coming out on Sunday. And then probably Wednesday, I'll have a review of the new drums from Ugraton, which are the Halloween drums. So check them out. And yeah, thanks everybody for coming. And keep it loud. Keep it heavy.